the United Stand. We're back. Real football is back. It's Manchester United versus Watford. Live stream match chat on the United Stand. How are we all doing? It's just good to be back, isn't it? It's just good to have real football back for Manchester United. And a must-win game. I mean, I must say that. It's a must-win game for Manchester United today. No questions about that. And the team news should be straight away in for you. I think a lot of people are already talking about it. So let's go to that team news. And as predicted, no Lindelof because he wasn't part of the squad. So don't look at my predicted lineup. I'm going to have to change that. It's De Gea in goal. Young, Jones, Smalling and Shaw. Herrera, Matic, Pogba, Mata, Rashford, Martial, which is quite interesting. Lukaku makes the bench. Lingard makes the bench. Fred and Andreas Pereira make the bench. Marcus Rojo and Delo. No Lindelof. No Eric Bailly. They were not part of the squad. We expected them not to start. So it's the Chuckle brothers, some might say at the back. But I think we'll be all right. But very interesting that Juan Mata starts. For me, I think he's a player that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to try and retain at the club. I think he's going to give him a new contract. So if he's going to give him a new contract, he needs to step up to the plate, doesn't he? He does need to do that. So very, very interesting. I'll have to just change the team for everybody. We've got a new member as well, United fan CR7. Welcome to that. And a few people not happy about Mata starting, but I think Mata's going to stay. I think Mata's going to stay at the club. So it will be a diamond, exactly. We'll just have to move Lingard out of that team, which I will do for you very, very, very shortly. I'm just uploading my template to change the team for you. Look, I'm very happy that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is Manchester United manager. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Everybody knows where I stand on that, and I'm very, very happy about it. And I'm not... it's been so long since we've played football for Manchester United that I'm not going to start moaning. I think in a few games' time, if this is the team, then I would start moaning. But I'm not going to start moaning about the team at the moment because I don't think that there's any cause to do that. I think it's about winning today. My only concern about Mata is, I've got to say this, my only concern about Juan Mata is that when we played Mata in that game against Burnley, he was shit. And I think he's been crap this season, Juan Mata. But these are the sort of games that if you're going to play Juan Mata, you've got to play him in games like this, I suppose, if you want him to stay. I personally think it's time for him to go. I hope he's going to prove me wrong. I think he's coming to the end of his career. I think he's lost a yard of pace. But these are the sort of games that when Michael Carrick was coming towards the end of his career at Manchester United, you could drop him into a home game against someone like Watford or Burnley and he can do a job for you. So I think that is probably what we're looking to do today. You've got to use the wider squad. Devian Francis says Mata will play on the right. I don't know, Davian. I mean, you might be right with that, but I'm just going to change the team for you now because I don't want people to think that is the team. So there it is. De Gea, it's on my left there. De Gea in goal. Smalling and Jones. Shaw and Young. Matic, Herrera and Pogba. I think that's really, really important. Juan Mata in behind Rashford and Martial, we think. It could be a 4-3-3, but I think he'll be a false 9 like Brock Nesda says as well. Welcome to the United Stand membership for Hemorrhage Bats. I'll talk about that in a moment because people will probably be a little bit confused. But if you look at Alexander Matson's live comment, replace Mata with Sancho, Ollie's at the wheel. He's using the Ollie's at the wheel. Good to see some of the emojis flying around already, which is good. We'll go through that in a moment. And RTG says remove slow mode. Mate, you can write a comment every 20 seconds. It's a match chat. We've listened to everybody and they've said, can you slow down the live chat on a match chat, which is what we've decided to do, because I think it makes sense and more comments can be read that way. Subscribe to PewDiePie says, become a member today and this is my first super chat. Been watching since we booted Jose out and haven't missed a video since. High five, high five. And Eduardo Balanas says, hey there mate, would you say if we didn't win anything would reflect bad on Ollie? I did see something today, and Man City winning 2-0, somebody just asked that. I did see something today about people saying that Manchester United have shown real lack of foresight in appointing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager. They never seriously were in for any good manager, so they had to settle on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I totally disagree with that. I really disagree with it because I don't think there is not a line to say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should not be our manager. He has to be our manager at Manchester United. Wouldn't matter to me whether Zidane, Pep, Klopp, Ancelotti were all desperate to get the job. You had to go with Solskjaer. You had to go with Solskjaer based on that 3 months. You did. I'll slate the board with anybody and say that they take too much money out of the club and they don't spend enough money at the club. But Solskjaer had to be given the job, we are. Sorry, I'm just removing somebody off from the live comments. Not having comments like that said to me. Basically wishing I was dead. The comments was abhorrent, but no, what I was talking about there is we had to give it to Ollie, but there's no guarantees. I think today is the first day of the rest of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's career as Manchester United manager. Really, we've got to win today. There is no room. There's no room for error. If you look at the Premier League title race, we're not in that, but we're in the race for 3rd and 4th. Spurs go to Liverpool tomorrow. I think Liverpool will win that game. Just like Man City are beating Fulham, I think Liverpool will win that game. And that will be an opportunity to move ahead, hopefully, if we win well and they lose badly, of Spurs. Arsenal are playing Newcastle on Monday night. I think they're going to win that. I think Chelsea are away to Cardiff. They're going to win that. You cannot go into this game and not take 3 points. So that is the legit lineup. Yes, Ben Tran. So it's De Gea in goal, it's Smalling and Jones, it's Shaw and Young, it's Matic, Herrera and Pogba, and it's Mata, Rashford and Martial. I've got no problems with that team. Lindelof's not fit or he's off because he's had a baby. Bay's injured. I wouldn't trust Rojo. We haven't got anybody else. It's got to be Jones and Smalling. And that is the lineup and it is confirmed, Lamar. As for Juan Mata, I suppose it concerns me a little bit, but look, Mata against the team that's going to park the bus, he could be really useful for us today. And the best thing is, look at it this way. If we win the game today, Lingard's rested for Tuesday against Wolves, and we won't play Mata against Wolves. So I think it's quite clever utilisation of the squad. And I think people get a little bit too het up about it. As long as we win, I haven't got a problem with that team today. That's all that matters. And we need to use the wider squad. And this is not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's squad, is it? So he's got to use what he can use, and that's it. Kyle Walker's just hit the post for Manchester City, but they're going to win anyway. David says, why Mata FFS? Because. Can you give me a shout out, Mark? Says Dark Duelist. I can do. United should sign Sancho. Well, we can't do it now. My score prediction, Lawrence Anaman, is I'm going to go Manchester United 3-0. I think that's what I went with. And I just want to welcome Alex Crawford, a new member. Right, I better do this because people are asking about this and I don't think they are aware. Some of you won't be aware. The United Stand has opened up memberships now. So if you look under your video, it should have a join button. If it doesn't have the join button, you can go to the link in the video description. It's below the first paragraph. It's how you join to be a member. Why would you want to join to be a member? Well, you don't have to. You don't have to. But if you do, if you look at this here, this is the live chat. And as you can see, TUS1, TUS Pink Boots, TUS Goldbridge, TUS Angry. Once you're a member, you can use exclusive emojis in the live chat, which I think are going to work really well today. As you can see, in Vettel's just used the flip-flops. We've got Ollie at the wheel. We've got goals. All you do once you're a member is you put the 2 dots, TUS, and then it'll give you a big list. So we've got Wonderful left foot there, Pink Boots. That's just a screenshot, Goldbridge. So that's what you get access to as a member. Also, as a member, you will get your own little badge. So when you first sign up, you'll get your name in green with the little green star badge next to it. After a month, you go through to the black background. After 2 months, you go up to having a star, and so on, all the way up to the legendary 3-star United Stand FC emblem. So you will get that little badge next to you when you're commenting as well, whether that's on a live comments or whether it's on the comments underneath the video if you've missed it live. So we've just had a new member as well in Nunazi Napoli as well. So you get your own badge, which is for like how long you've been a member, which is great. You got emojis, of which we've got 10 at the moment, but the more members we get, the more emojis we can release. We've got loads to release. So flip-flop, goal, lube. We've got a lube one. If anyone can do the lube one in there, that would be great to see, so people can see we've got the lube football one. And also, on the community bar on the homepage of the United Stand, there will be member-specific polls and things like that. So that's how you become a member for the United Stand now. If you do, great. If you don't worry about it. The link is in the video description, or you can just join beneath the page. And I think it's going to work really, really well for the watch-alongs, because hopefully we will see some lube football. As subscribed to PewDiePie, that is the lube icon. It looks a little bit like a knife going into the sea without my glasses on, but it is lube squirting on the floor. And we've got lots and lots more emojis to come. We've got goals. We've got the Iceman. He's not here today. In fact, subscribe to PewDiePie has just put some of them up. So you've got Pink Boats, Angry Goldbridge, Flip Flop, Lube, Iceman, Goal. We've got one which people don't understand what it is. It's one of my lines. It's a bowling ball going through a poppadom. So it's like catching, when the defence is crap, it's like trying to catch a bowling ball with a poppadom. We have that as an emoji as well, but hopefully we won't see that today. We don't want to see that from Jones or Smalling, or we don't want to see the pink boots. It's the pink boots. We don't want to see anything like that. Jake Roden says, Mark, your work ethic is insane. You're a top man. Thanks, pal. And looks like toothpaste, says haha banter. Well, I made it blue. Toothpaste. See, because the background's white, it makes it difficult. But I like my favourite one at the moment is the one Fraser's just put up. Ollie's at the wheel, which is a steering wheel with hands on it. Great stuff. And Fearless Offend has just done the bowling ball and the poppadom. We don't want to see that today. Although Phil Jones is playing. And welcome to Andrew Rossi and Travis Johnson. What do I think of the lineup, says Jerish? I'm not frustrated with the lineup, is what I want to say. Please do smash a like on the video, everybody, as well. We like to get 2,000 likes before kickoff. It's a superstition and it's been working really, really well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Look, that's the lineup on my left. I'm not opposed to it. I think it works quite well. Lindelof's not able to play. Eric Bay's not able to play. So who are you going to play as centre-backs? I think Jones and Smalling is fair enough. You then move into the midfield. We've got Pogba, Herrera and Matic. I think some people would like to see McTominay playing instead of Matic. Fine, fair enough. He's not, though. I think Herrera and Pogba back is absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really happy about that. Mata is a very expensive player. He's on about £140,000 a week. You can't just not play him. And if you are going to play Mata, you look at the games. I don't want him playing away to Wolves. I don't want him playing against Barcelona. So these home games against Watford and West Ham could be an opportunity to play Juan Mata, and he'll get some get some time on the ball, and hopefully he'll be. I can see Juan Mata scoring today. I think these are the sort of games that Mata does quite well on. Owen makes the most relevant comment of the day. Is this on the telly today? No, it's not on the telly in the UK. So we're going to be massively reliant on the live comments tonight or today, wherever you are, because it's not on telly in the UK. So we have it on the radio. I have my other earpiece for that. So we'll be listening into that at 3 o'clock. We've also got Mad Marcus joining me, who's going to be listening on the radio. But obviously, this is a community. That's what the United Stand is. So we want those people who are fortunate enough that their country is not stupid and stops you watching Manchester United play, to keep us updated with what's going on. But for me, match of the day, Chinese takeaway tonight, couple of beers, match of the day, and chill. I want a nice win. 3 points is all that matters today. I'm feeling nervous. I said this yesterday. I'm feeling nervous because it's like, what if we start to stumble right at the start? We've got to take 6 points from Wolves and Watford, and we've got to win today. And I was at the last home game, Southampton, and we very nearly could have drawn that game. And I don't want that today. Southampton came and gave a good account of themselves, and Watford are 8th in the league. I was actually meant to be at the game today, by the way. I got let down again. Getting tickets for United is normally straightforward, and I've gambled on 2 tickets that I was meant to be getting, and let me down again. So we won't be doing that again. So I'm hopefully going to try and get up to maybe Huddersfield next month. Matthew Bradshaw says, Mark, I watched a pundit say he'd rather have Allegri as manager when Ollie was appointed. I almost had a stroke listening to him. Your thoughts? No. I've said this before, Matthew, that the right appointment for Manchester United manager is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Whether you're happy with that or not, it is the right appointment, and I have no qualms about saying that he is the right man for Manchester United. He is the right man for Manchester United. No trouble about that. Eduardo Balanos says, but that's not to say it's not going to go wrong. I can't say everything's going to go right about it. Maybe it will. Maybe it will go wrong. I don't know. I don't have a magic ball, unfortunately. But you had to give him the job. We had to give him the job. And yeah, that's how it goes. Right, Eduardo Balanos has made a contribution. He says, who do you think should be sold this summer? Honestly, for me, I would want to sell Smalling and spend big on Varane. I personally think that the Varane thing is a load of nonsense, to be honest with you. I'll be very, very surprised. Cobb Ross Aitken says, have you seen the new rumour? Paul Mitchell United are looking to get him as head of recruitment, but not director of football, as he's never done that role before. That's according to 5 Live from Cobb Ross Aitkins. I always wanted Paul Mitchell. I think he's the best person to be our head of recruitment or director of football, whatever you want to call it. Head of recruitment, director of football. We need one of those. So I would be very happy if we got him. He's a Manchester lad. More importantly, very, very good record at Southampton, where he brought in the likes of Mane, etc. Very, very good record at Spurs, and now he's at RB Leipzig. So he's got a very, 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 very good CV. And I would like him to be at Manchester United. Will the pink boots come back to haunt us, says Stevie Bell. I hope not, Stevie. The pink boots emoji was one of the first ones Draughty did, and we do not want to see that happening. Mr. Baz Beast, I don't know why your lube didn't work. I'm just seeing you've done the dots right, TUS, and then you've wrote lube, and I don't know why it won't work. See if it works for me. Yes, the lube thing works for me, so I don't know why yours didn't work there. I just saw the TUS. We've got a few Ollies at the wheel. Akshat says Ollie at the wheel. He's using the Ollie at the wheel emoji, which is brilliant. Big fan, Mark. Can I get a high five for Indian fans? Love United till I die. Look, high five to every Manchester United fan, wherever you are watching. This is such an exciting time. We're right at the start. I'm nervous today. I am nervous today because we're right at the start of something really exciting. A really good month. You know, whether you support Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Spurs, it's exciting for all of us because none of us knows where we're going to be at the end of May. You know, for Spurs, United, Chelsea and Arsenal, we're hoping we're going to have a good run in Europe and definitely get top 4. For Liverpool and Man City, they want a good run in Europe and they want to win the league. We're not all going to get what we want. We're not all going to get what we want, are we? And I think that's the exciting and nervous thing. But it starts today. We've got to win today and then we've got to win on Tuesday against Wolves. And Wolves on paper is a harder game. But this today, our home record isn't necessarily that great. Stephen Wilcox says, don't know if I want Fosu Mensah back after seeing him at Fulham. I know it's not an ideal place fighting for survival, but his passing today has been atrocious. I think Fosu Mensah will end up leaving to... thank you, Matt Clark. He's our newest member. You can become a member by hitting the join button underneath the video or just going to the link in the video description. I'll talk about that again in a few minutes' time. But I just would like to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have a go with Fosu Mensah, see what he can do with Fosu Mensah. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he ultimately will end up leaving, but I would just like to see what he can do with him, if I'm totally honest with you. Red Baron says, hi, I just want to say I'm English and from Manchester, but I don't care if United players are English/British. I'm sick of this English exceptionalism. I don't care if they're from Manchester or India. Yeah, here. Very good comment. Everyone's going on about Declan Rice at the moment, and maybe he will be a good player, but I tell you what, there's 10, 20, 30 better players than him who can play that position. I don't see why we need to be going for English. Please smash a like on the video, everyone. And remember, subscribe if you're new. We should hit 409,000 subscribers today, which would be great for the channel. And I can give you an account to watch the game, says Nick Bosner. Yeah, it is illegal though, mate. And Brandon Young is a member and he says, let's go United. 3 Ollie at the wheel emojis and 3 one double left foot. I've got to say, my favourite emoji, and I don't know whether we're going to get to use it. Maybe we will get to use it today if Juan Mata scores. It's #TUS. It's not. What's that? What are those 2 dots called? I can't remember what they're called. But hopefully we'll see Juan Mata score today. And I've just put the one double left foot emoji up. That is my favourite emoji because I made that one. That's mine. And one double left foot is one of my sayings. So I love the one double left foot emoji. And hopefully we'll see it today. I'm trying to think of the left footers. And that's why Juan Mata today is hopefully going to be the one double left foot guy. I've just gone very, like I've got a tan because the door's just opened up. Right. Jones is a mistake waiting to happen, says Neymar Jr. Well, I hope he doesn't make any mistakes today. But in fairness to Phil Jones, can I just remind people of the cycle of Phil Jones? Comes back from injury, plays well for 2 or 3 games, makes a fuck up and gets injured. So we should go through the good cycle of Phil Jones today. where he does well for a couple of games and then screws up and then gets injured. The game is not live at 3 o'clock on Sky Sports, Eric Duffy, not in the UK. No football is live at 3 o'clock on a Saturday in the UK. It's banned. You know, we couldn't even show the El Clasico when they did it last season because it kicked off at 2 o'clock on a Saturday. We couldn't show it. There's a ban in the UK, and it's all to do with protecting. I don't know what it. I think it's because they think people, if you can't watch United at 3 o'clock, I think they think people are going to go and watch their local team. Not going to happen, is it? Andrew Rossi says, wouldn't mind seeing Wand of a left foot a few times today. Exactly. That's the emoji I want to see the most. And the lube, which Mr. Beast and Luca have just put out as well. We want to see the lube. It is on in Ireland, of course it is, Stuart Lee. No news about Sancho, to be honest with you, Mark Wilkins. The latest news is Paul Mitchell and the director of football. So let's see what happens if that. And hey Mark, shout outs from Niagara, Canada. Don't fall, Omar. Crap joke. And only big teams are on TV, says come on mates. And remember when FIFA gave Young strong foot as left because he was a left winger? Optus Sports have all the games. Sean Atwood says we should offer 100 million and Lukaku for Kane. Also, I just hit the emoji face and the emojis are there. Don't need to use TUS. He's right. You don't need to put the TUS thing. Just hit the emoji face if you're on... and they're all there. That's even easier. You can just click your emoji. Yabba dabba doo. All 10 of them are there. So thanks for that. Good point. I'm just going to have to do one now. Just to get myself off there. How do I get off though? Oh, I don't know how to get off though. There we go. Thanks for that, Sean. Very, very good tip. And Pradnya Wadke says, Zidane's recent press comment, why wouldn't Pogba come to Madrid? Thoughts, Mark? I don't want to lose Pogba at all. Good luck to all for today's game. That's a little bit worrying, Zidane saying that, to be fair. It is a little bit worrying, Zidane saying that. If you hit the emoji face, you'll only see the United Stand exclusive emojis if you're a member. You won't see them if you're not a member. Mark is so slow, says DJ Ellis. I'm not brilliant. I'm not brilliant with technology, as people will know. City have won 2-0, says Niall. And look, it worries me a little bit that Real Madrid are talking about Pogba publicly. This is how these things can sort of happen. But the reality is, if Pogba wants to go, go. I'll be the first person to say that. I don't want him to go. I like Pogba. But I'm not like Rance, who probably puts Pogba on a pedestal and he's like, oh, leave Pogba alone. If Pogba decides he wants to leave United, he can fucking do one. And I'm swearing there. But I really do mean that. I do not care. I do care if he wants to go, but if he wants to go, he goes. United are bigger than anything. But the point is, Pogba is here till the end of this season. And at the moment, transfers are going to take care of themselves. We've got to take care of business on the pitch. We've got to be in the top 4, and that's what today's all about. T. Ballard says, Mark is an emoji wizard. Thanks, pal. And I'm hoping we're going to see Ollie's at the wheel around 90 minutes into this game, because we need to win. And I don't want to see Angry Goldbridge subscribe to PewDiePie. We don't want to see that emoji at all. And we don't want to see any flip-flops Brad Killer 21 either. Unless we're 1-0 down to Watford and some people start saying Ollie out, they will be flip-flop emojis, I'm sure. But the emoji thing is sort of is quite a good bit of fun on the United Stand. As people will know, whenever I mention the name Di Maria, the live comments always filled up with a snake. So we want to get our own emojis in there, and we want to get our own sort of things going on. Daniel Brown says, you're 100% right about Pogba. Yep. And Pogba is not going anywhere, says Richard Palla. I don't think he's going anywhere either. I really don't. And emojis, Said Hamad, you've got to be a member to see the emojis. So if you join, or if you go through the link in the video description, you'll then see the emojis, and you'll get a little badge next to your name to say that you're a United Stand member in green, which is what you'll see next to some people who are using them. T. Ballard says, I sent an article to Soccerbox, Zidane called Pogba. Okay. And there you go. The snake emoji is in there now. That is free. Anyone can use that. And how do I become a member, says Sawag20. I'll talk about that again in a moment. But Greg Hampshire has just become one. Score prediction, says Wilma Biarbum. For those joining a little bit late, I'm going to go 3-0 Manchester United. I want to see... I don't care if we are talking about our favourite packet of crisps in the second half. I don't mind. Because if United are comfortable and we get 3 points and we can make some substitutions, great. I'm more than happy to see that. So, yeah, I hope that that's what we're going to see. Just in relation to the bench, if we can make some substitutions. No McTominay on the bench today, which is quite interesting. He's put Andreas Pereira on there. You've got Romero, Dalot, Rojo, Andreas Pereira, Fred, Lingard and Lukaku. So it's quite a strong bench, to be fair. No Scott McTominay. So Pereira getting a little bit more game time. But I'm not worried about Phil Jones. As I said, you've got the cycle of Phil Jones. And the cycle is a few good game. And then an injury. And then a screw up. Sorry, I'm just tweeting something out. And remember, we've given Phil Jones a 5-year contract, so we can all moan about Phil Jones. Of course we can, but he ain't going anywhere anytime soon, is he? Is Marcus going to be on the live feed today, says Tyron? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He'll be on in about 5 minutes' time. And Arsenal Fan TV are mugs. United Stand FC is up and running. If anyone saw the video last week that we put out, and we have got a couple of games lined up, but that's more of a summer thing. I'm just answering a comment there. When's United Stand FC's next video? It's a bit like transfers. Wait for the summer, because we've done the trials. We've got another game next weekend, because a trial game, because there's no United game next weekend, which I'll talk about in a second. But most of the United Stand FC content will be coming out over the summer when there's no football from United, because that's your bread and butter. What about Leon Bailey in the summer, says Kamar Stevenson? Yes, I would be interested in him. So for people who don't know, you might not have looked at this, the way United's fixtures are at the moment, you've got Watford today in about half an hour's time. Then you've got Wolves on Tuesday night. Then we don't play on the weekend because we were knocked out the FA Cup. That's an FA Cup weekend, so we're not playing United. But then we play on the Tuesday. I think we play on the Wednesday against Barcelona. Then it's West Ham at the weekend. Then it's second leg Barcelona. Then I think it's Everton away. Then it's Man City midweek, I think, and then it's Chelsea. I may have missed a week out there, but I think that's how it runs for us. So big time for United. And I hope we just got to win today. That's what we've got to do. We've just got to win today. Get this game won. Move on to Tuesday. Happy days for everybody. I'm multitasking a little bit here. Sorry. So get us your score predictions in the live comments, people. I'll give them a read out for you. I think that I just do feel a little bit nervous. I do feel a little bit nervous, if I'm totally honest with you. And I think that's natural. We've not played for a while. Remember, we've lost our last 2 games. And when you look at the form thing below me, that's our 2 L's for United from their last 2 games, 3 wins and a draw. But look at Watford, 2 L's and 4 wins. So their form is actually better than ours, interestingly. Let's just have a look at the Watford team, because I just want to emphasise that Watford's team is not a bad team either. Let's have a look. We've had a contribution from Andrew Rossi. He says, my wife is from Argentina and even she thinks Di Maria is a snake. Thanks for that, Andrew. And Watford's team... Oh, God. They need to sack their social media. It's absolutely terrible, the colours they use. Draughty would have a fit. It's awful. It's hard to read. So they've got Ben Foster in goal. Worries me a little bit. Ben Foster is one of those keepers, like the Burnley goalkeeper, who is liable to have a bloody worldie at Old Trafford. So we need to be careful of that. Score early. Janmat, Kabasili, Brotos and Messina. They're shit at the back. And midfielders of Hughes, Decore, Capoue, Pereira, Dini and Delafou. So there's danger there. There's danger there for sure. But we've got to just get on the front foot. Our team's better than theirs. It's a decent Watford team, but we've got a better team than them. Let's get on that front foot, that proverbial front foot, and let's get the win. That's what I say. And I hope a lot of you say it as well. Lindelof injured. I don't know whether Lindelof is injured. Bailly, I think, is injured because he took a knock on the international break. But I don't know about Lindelof. I know his wife had a I nearly said a birthday. She did have a birthday, but something came out of her. The birth of their child. 5-2 to United, says Dylan Guerin. I tell you what, it'd be great if we got a game like that. Neil04 says Smalling and Jones are back, mother of God. Well, Phil Jones has been doing very well, to be fair, hasn't he? Lots of people going for United wins. Anybody concerned that we could draw? I have a little bit of concern about our home form, to be honest. It's not the best. It would be great to get this run of games between April and May off to a brilliant start with a brilliant win at home, because I think at home we do tend to struggle a little bit. But where is our Iceman, says Mr. Beast, and he's using the Iceman emoji. Okay, very, very quickly, I'm just going to tell people about this because we have now opened up memberships on the United Stand YouTube channel. It should be under the video. It should say join, where you can join and be a member of the United Stand community. However, if it's not there, go to the link in the video description. It's there under the first paragraph. It will take you to the link that you can become a member. If you become a member of the United Stand, these are the badges you get. After a month, as soon as you signed up, you get the green background badge. That'll be next to your name, and your name will be in green. You'll still keep your profile picture, but you'll have a badge to your right, and your name will be in green. After a month, it will change to black. After a month, you'll get a star above it. After 2 months, and so on, until you've been a member and you get the 3 stars and the United Stand FC badges. So your badges change by the longevity of you being a member of the United Stand. The second thing as well is that you get access to our exclusive emojis, which you've probably seen on the live comments and going, how are people doing that? You have to be a member to get access to the emojis. And as you can see, we've got the wand, you've got pink boots, you've got angry Goldbridge, you've got happy Goldbridge, we've got lube, we've got goal, we've got Ollie at the wheel. We've got about 10 emojis. There will be adding more. The more members we get, the more emojis we can use. We've got loads of those, so great work with Drawty for that. And then the third thing is that there is on the homepage of the United Stand, there is a community tab where we'll be putting exclusive polls in and things like that people can vote in and get involved with. Become a United Stand member. That's how you do it. And thanks for everybody who has done it today. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it, especially on match days. Hopefully, we will be seeing that wand of a left foot emoji. That's my favourite, and we want to see that from Juan Mata. If people want to have a look at the full emojis that we're using, Mr. Beast has just put up a comment. You've got Goldbridge normal, wand of a left foot, Iceman, which is Lindelof. We won't be using that today. Lube, Ollie at the wheel, flip-flops, goal, bowling ball and a poppadom. People don't get that, but it's a line I use. So if we concede a goal and the defence are crap, it's like trying to catch a bowling ball with a poppadom. We've got the pink boots, which we hopefully won't be using today because of Phil Jones, and we've got Angry Goldbridge as well, and we'll be adding more and more. So thanks everyone who has become a member so far. You can do that through joining or through the link in the video description. Pratt in a hat is debatable. And Luke, it might not be available in all countries. It's a bit like the Super Chat thing, isn't it? But Tom Riddle's just joined up as well. Right, let's see if we can get old Grumpy Bollocks on. And I think he needs an emoji himself. I think Marcus needs an emoji. What do you think? I definitely think he does. Search. Callum Lee 95 says, Pink Boots, here's hoping Jones has a beast game today. I'm going for 3-1. Regardless of the outcome, it's a must-win game. Watch since early LVG. Keep up the good work, Mark. Thanks for that contribution, Callum Lee. And Pragith De Silva says, saw an article saying we're inquiring about Declan Rice from West Ham. What are your thoughts on that? My thoughts on that are that I just don't think that he's the right one for Manchester United, if I'm totally honest with you. I don't. I think we can do better. I do. But look, we'll see what happens with the transfers. Today's about winning the game of football, isn't it? That's what today is all about. And I hope that we can pull it off. We've got to win today. Audio's dropped a little bit. Don't worry, I'm on it. I'm on it. It'll go back up again now. Right. Yeah, that is the confirmed team. That is the confirmed team. Don't worry about that. 100%. So
I can learn to understand you much better if I can get familiar with the way you talk. I need your permission to help. I can learn to understand you much better if I can get familiar with the way you talk.
Yeah, we don't need that. I got a little bit nervous about what I clicked there, to be honest with you. I've gone all red and flustered. What was all that about? Do you think that Jones knows about the pink boots thing? Says Mod United. Oh, 100%. Come on, that went viral, didn't it? That pink boots and Phil Jones thing. I don't think he'll ever wear pink boots again, to be honest with you. And David Dillon says the anti-Lukaku stand. Grow up, mate. Grow up at the end of the day. There's no need for anything like that, is there? Jones definitely saw it. Want Spurs to... It's dropped again. It keeps dropping, doesn't it? Okay, I'm having a few technical problems here, which hopefully we can sort out. Right, Marcus, I'm having a problem with Skype, so we're going to have to do it through Discord if you're watching. Unfortunately, I don't know why Skype's shit. But it is. It's always when you're live. Always when you're live. Marcus should have been on 7 minutes ago, but it's my fault. It's always my fault. So there we go. Okay. Right, let me get back to my live comments. That's where the party's at. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. And hopefully we haven't had a drop in the sound again, which would be very, very annoying. So let's have a look at that. Levels are probably a little bit too high there. Probably going to hurt. We do need... Fuck off. Oh, I hate issues when you're live. It really hurts. Maybe the lady in your computer turned the audio down, says T Ballard. Yes, probably. And does the United stand have Snapchat, says Ben Wilkinson. Does anybody have Snapchat anymore? Seriously, does anybody have it? I really haven't used it for so long, to be honest with you. Let me just message Mad Marcus. So we're 22 minutes away from kickoff. That is the confirmed lineup to my left. And hey Mark, I can watch the game in Denmark, says Nicholas Rasmussen. Yes, so a lot of people can't watch the game today because it's not on in the UK. Boo-hoo. So we're massively going to be invested in the live comments. So if you are watching the game today, we want to see little John Motsons, little Barry Davies, if you know who they were commentators. We want to see some really punctual analysis of how the game's going, because people are going to be having a look at how it's going. I haven't used Snapchat in ages. I think it's shit. Why is Rice a snake? I think it's because he chose to play for England over Ireland. Beast Boy, you cheeky git. It says Snapchat's good, it's just not for old people. I found it pretty boring. I did have it for a little bit. In fact, we used it a little bit on the United stand, and I just found it a little bit boring, to be honest. Yeah, I did. Okay. Where am I? I'm not having a chat about Snapchat. Stop. I've said what I want to say on it. That's it. And as Lucas says, let's get a MySpace account ASAP. Exactly. 2 a.m. start in Australia. And Rashford needs to score, says Chris Renman. Well, that's a very good point. We do need to see not just Rashford. We need to see Anthony Martial today and Marcus Rashford coming back from that international break with far better performances than what we saw against Wolves. They've got to be better. And also for Rashford, it's bad form that's been going on for a lot longer than that. So we need to see... They've got to step up for the plate. Lukaku's on the bench today. Now, Lukaku might be on the bench today because he's carrying a little bit of an injury. But they've got to take that space and they've got to use it. Liam Matler says the anti-Sanchez stand. Yeah, I'll sign up to that. He's a load of shit, mate. I think if you're backing Sanchez, you need to understand that you're a supporter of Manchester United, not an overpaid flop from Chile. He's crap. Until he starts doing anything in a United shirt, I am anti-Alexis Sanchez. I think he's a bloody joke, mate. And he is the absolute example of people who value players over the club. He's crap. He's been absolutely terrible for Manchester United, and he doesn't deserve any respect. He's got to earn it. He's got to earn it. I'm sorry. Jonathan Moria is tuning all the way in from Oregon. Slippy G emoji. Well, we don't want to pick on them too much. Has anybody seen Mad Marcus in the live comments? He said 3:30, and I just get irritated by people who don't do what they say they're going to do. It's an 8 a.m. start in LA, says Courier. I'm not on any level on Pokemon Go, Johnny Sounds. Would like to see Shaw get an assist or two today, says Gareth Jones. My score prediction, Lamdax IO77 is 3-0 to Manchester United. Yep, that's what we're going for that. 100%. Sanchez could have been City's problem. He could have been, and he probably bloody should have been, but there we go. He isn't. He is now Manchester United's problem. I think I've just done an audio drop again. I think I don't understand this. People have emailed me about this, and I don't know why it does it all the time, but it really, really is quite annoying. That's not what we want. That's not what we want. Jurassic Park emoji, says Darani. That would be good. And nice sweater, says Joel. Yeah, thanks, pal. Remember to subscribe to the new channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can get up to 409,000 subscribers today. Welcome to Revival. He's the newest member of the United Stand membership club, and it's only 240 at the moment. I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. I just wondered if anybody had actually seen him in the live comments, because I haven't seen him today. And I'm multitasking, girls and boys, so bear with me. Thoughts on the starting 11, says David. I ain't got a problem with it. I think Juan Mata's part of the squad. Well, I know he is. And you've got to use your wider squad, haven't you? And this is going to be one of the most winnable games we've got on paper between now and the end of the season with West Ham at home. And if you're not going to use... Juan Mata's on a lot of money. You can't just not use him. Nobody really wants to see Juan Mata coming off the bench because he doesn't offer anything. So I think starting him in a game like this is a good idea. Come on, mate, says Lindelof has had family trouble. I know he's just had the birth of a baby as well. So maybe, I don't know whether there's anything with that. Hopefully not. D. Avishak says, how do you get the United Stand emojis? You need to become a member, mate. If you become a member, your name will become green and you'll get a green emblem next to it for your first level. And your levels will go up however long you are a member. So after month 1, your green shield will change to a black one, and we've got 6 or 7 shields. You'll also get access to the emojis. All you need to do is click the join button if it's underneath the video. If it's not, just go to the link in the video description, which is the membership link there, and become a member of the United Stand. There you go. The volume's gone again, has it? Okay, let's have a quick look. Big game for Martial, says Arita Bakshi. Needs a goal to rediscover his form after the injury. And brilliant channel, says Mark Davis. Well, thank you. You lot make it. There's so much going on with the channel at the moment as well. Like, even the video yesterday that Aaron and Noureddin and Saeed did. They were doing fan cams tonight, of course, with Flex and so much going on. United Stand FC, absolutely loads. So really, really excited about it. Are you here now? Hello?
I hope so.
What time do you call this? What have you been doing? Been on bloody Bukkake party again?
Listen, look, I was all set upstairs, right? Ready and waiting on Skype for you. And then you tell me Discord. And then I've got to come downstairs, turn the computer on. And then there's a poxy update for it, isn't there?
Oh, is there?
So I sent you the picture. And I said to you, I'm coming. Just give me 2 minutes.
No worries, mate.
I'm here now. Anyway, I'm here now.
It's my fault. I need a new computer because the Skype thing is just ridiculous now. Connor Davies says, Frey stinks of piss. Can you please read it out? Well, I just did. Whoever Frey is, you've just been rinsed, literally in piss. But no, you have, because Connor said to do it. So how are you feeling about the team then, Marcus? Mata starts, Jones and Smalling start.
Yeah, obviously, the Chuckle brothers at the back, but I expected that, to be honest, because Lindelof's paternity leave, isn't he? He's just had a baby boy, I think it was, so congratulations to him. I'm very surprised that Mata's starting, so hopefully if it's the diamond in the midfield, that should suit him better playing as the number 10, so hopefully all systems go and 3 points on the board with Ollie's first official game in charge, like as permanent manager.
Benjamin. I'm writing down the good emoji ideas, by the way. 100% is definitely one I want to do because I'm saying that a lot at the moment. So that's a good one, Benjamin. Lube, the lube emoji is there, Marcus. We spoke about this, and we need what a Pratt emoji as well. Says MUFE. I think we do need that as well.
I need one as well.
Yeah. You're already on there. We're just deciding what Marcus's should be, really.
Old man with a cigar in his mouth, mate. That'll do me.
A toad, something like
that. It's pretty much. Like I say, Lingard on the bench, Lukaku on the bench. It's a good that a lot of our players didn't go away on international duty, so that was a plus as well. Pogba's come back fine. I think De Gea went. I'm not sure if he played or not for Spain, but clean bill of health. And away we go, back to a proper football now.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about it, to be honest with you. I can't wait. I think that the way this month is set up, not just for us, but for everybody, it's just really, really exciting. And, I mean, what's your score prediction today? I mean, Watford are 8th in the league. They're a decent side.
I'm going to go, do you know what I think? United always are pretty slow when they come back from international duty. I know a lot of our players didn't go, but I think they've got to get back into the groove. We didn't really finish. We lost to Wolves, obviously, and we lost to Arsenal leading up to the international break. So I think this is going to be a close game. I'm going to say 2-1 United. I think I'm going to go the safe route.
I am a little bit worried about it because the game against Southampton, I think everybody assumed that was going to be a win. And then, lo and behold, we sort of, Southampton came and had a go at us, and we were a little bit caught cold, I think. But hopefully, look, I read a really good comment today, and I sort of saved it for when you came on because I think it's one of the best sort of pre-match comments we can discuss. It was a tweet that I saw, and it was basically along the lines that the players have got to come out and perform today. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been given the job. It's his first game at Old Trafford as the Manchester United manager, and those players owe it to him and the fans to come and perform.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I read in the papers, I think it was yesterday, that Rashford's ready to commit his long-term future there. So, already the effects of Solskjaer being appointed as the permanent manager now for a 3-year deal, it's already having that domino effect now, and hopefully De Gea follows suit. Hopefully Pogba follows suit. And again, I noticed in Ollie's press conference, he said that a lot of agents have been in contact with the administration and stuff like that. So
A lot of Asians or
positive
agents?
agents.
All right, I was going to say.
So a lot of the players' agents have been in contact with United. So I mean, hopefully it's all looking well at the minute. It's all looking well. Mason, I'm not ignoring you, mate. How you doing? Um, but yeah, it's going to have a domino effect, I think, all around European football now. So a lot of people are going to be wanting to come to United. He's done a fantastic job since he come in. He was 11 points away from fourth. We didn't have a chance in hell, and now look where we are. We're battling for third and fourth now. So long may it continue.
Remember, everyone, smash a like on the video. We like to get 2,000 likes before kickoff on the United Stand. I know there's been an international break and everyone's probably a little bit sluggish getting back on board, but smash that like button. It's superstition or not, we like to have 2,000 likes before kickoff, and we're a bit short at the moment. CJ McFluffballs has made a contribution. He says, if you both could pick an 11 from teams outside the top 6 to play each other, who would you go for? Taking turns on picking positions, no duplicates allowed. Oh, come on, mate. How the fuck are we supposed to do that 10 minutes before kickoff? I mean, seriously, I will note that down, top 6, and hopefully in the second half when we're 6-0 up. It's a great topic, but it's not a topic for 9 minutes before kickoff to try and work through the annals of who plays out in the top 6. I mean, first of all, I would say the goalkeeper's probably, for me, Heaton or Foster. I'm not a big fan of Pickford. I'm just trying to think of goalkeepers outside of the top 6. But we'll come back to it. It's a great question. But
yeah, see, I like Pickford. I really do. I think you obviously have to really analyse that and have a good think about that one. But,
yeah, I wrote it down. We'll sort of hopefully be able to walk about that later in the game. Watford is always an entertaining game, says Gin 666. They've got a good team. Dean is a grafter. Delafou's a flair player. Hughes and Perrier are grafters. Decore and Capoue very combative. We're going to have to work. We're going to have to bloody work in this game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just going to quickly shout out because again, people are asking about the member thing. So if you're a member, we've opened up memberships for the United Stand basically. So if you become a member, let me just use this for you. If you become a member, you will get a badge next to your name. So as soon as you sign up, you'll get the green badge there, and your name will be green, and you'll get the little badge next to your name. After a month, you'll progress to the black badge, and after the 2 months, you'll get a star, and you'll move to the beige bag, all the way through to 3 stars and the United Stand FC Epic badge, when your name will be in red. So that's the first thing you get as part of being a member. You can do that by clicking join under the video if it's there, or you can go to the link in the video description, which is the second paragraph. We've got it for you there. And then the great thing I'm excited about, Marcus, is the emojis. We've got the emojis that are exclusive to the United Stand, and we feel are really going to come into their own with the especially with the watch-alongs that we do. So you can see there, when you're on the live comments, you can either just click the emoji thing in the bottom left-hand corner and it will show you all the exclusive ones, or you can just type in the 2 dots TUS and it will list them off. There's 10 altogether. You've got wonderful left foot, which hopefully we're going to see today with Juan Mata. We've got pink boots, which hopefully we won't see because that's Phil Jones. You've got a normal Goldbridge face. You've got an angry Goldbridge face, which we don't want to see either. What else have we got? We've got the lube. We've got Ollie's at the wheel. Let me click myself so I can see what we've got. We've got Ollie's at the wheel. We've got Iceman Lindelof, although he's not playing today. We've got a goal emoji. We've got a flip-flop emoji. And we have got the bowling ball. The bowling ball going through a poppadom, which again we don't want to see because that will mean shit defending. Demon, so you can join and be a United Stand member. You can do that through the link in the video description, or you can just click join. And thanks everyone who has joined today and get involved with those emojis. Man United wants a late emoji. I think that's a very good idea actually, because I get fed up of seeing late before I go live. Demoy Vermin says, I think Ollie will aim for more than top 4 next season. Matic is slow but has one more season in him. We'll sign a winger for sure to stretch both wings. And we also had Toby Wells, who made a contribution. Will we ever see you on the True Geordies podcast? I don't know. You'll see me on my own podcast, which I do on Mark Goldbridge every Friday midday live. And you'll see me on the United Stand. That's my main concern, man. But we're 6 points away. We're 6 points away. We're not 6 points away. We're 6 minutes away from kickoff. Remember, not the 5th of December. Remember that this game is not on in the UK. So there will be a lot of people unable to watch the game. So if you are fortunate enough to live in a country that doesn't dictate that you can't see games at 3 o'clock to you, illegally, then please, in the live comments today, can you just sort of give us stuff to work with? Like, how do you think certain players are going, how United are playing, how Watford are playing? Because that's going to be helpful to people who are tuning in who can't watch the game. I've got my earpiece for the radio. You've got the earpiece for the radio, Marcus. Yeah, that's how we're going to be keeping up to date with it. But, yeah, some of you are going to be our eyes and ears. And please do subscribe to the channel because we're getting very close to 409,000. I think we're about 70 short at the moment. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're only 200 likes short of 2,000, so keep smashing the like video. And just for the last few minutes, just because we haven't done this for a while, let's be a little bit nosy and see where people are watching from and what time it is. Whack into the live comments. If you want to put an emoji up, you can, but just tell us where you're watching from. And just those people who are talking about emojis, what we do need your help with, and you can get involved with today, what we do need your help with is the emojis for footballers, because obviously we can't use the Pogba emoji because it's his emoji. We'd get in trouble for that. So we want sort of clever emojis that you'd associate with a player. So the pink boots is obviously Phil Jones. You've got the Iceman for Lindelof. Somebody said, can't you have a pizza for Luke Shaw? And I nearly banned them because I love Luke Shaw. We're not having horrible stuff like that. Timberland boots for Lukaku, maybe. Yeah, I think that could work. So if you've got any thoughts on that during the game, let us know. But we've got people watching from North Yorkshire, France, Canada. It's 11 o'clock in Canada in the morning. It's 11 o'clock at night in Singapore, says Matt. Pakistan, 8 o'clock at night, says Amar. Finland. We got Finland. We got Malta. We got Australia. We got Norway in the house. Norway, I think, is the new Indonesia now. We always used to give Indonesia a big shout out, and we do. We do want to give you a shout out, the Indonesians. I haven't seen any of you saying it for a while, but Norway's got to be top of the league at the moment because you've got Ollie, haven't you? And you've given us him. Zambia, New Zealand, California, Australia. It's 2 a.m. in Australia. Let's hope we win for you lot. You don't want to be staying up watching that. A bad result for United. New York, Christmas tree emoji to honour Fellaini, says Sharon. Electric boots for Rashford. Remember, an emoji is quite difficult to do. It can't be too intricate so that people don't know what it is. I've already got people thinking the lube is toothpaste, so we've got to be a bit careful with that. But yeah, Ethiopia. But yeah, just talking about getting up early in the morning, Marcus. We obviously were doing that for the US tour last year. I don't know what time the kickoffs are going to be for Singapore. If it's 11 o'clock at night at Singapore now, that means if they kick off at 8 o'clock, that would be 3 hours before. It'd be 11 o'clock in the day for us then. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, certainly, in the pre-season tour. Some strange times, but...
Well, if it's 2 a.m. in Australia and we're playing at 8 o'clock against Leeds or Perth, you're talking 2 o'clock now.
7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, fucking hell. They're going to be all early morning and lunchtime kickoffs, aren't they? Yeah. CJ McFluffball says, sorry, pal, I was planning to ask it earlier, but I was waiting for Marcus to finish off his fake download. No worries if you don't get the time. No, we will do it. I think it's a great comment to talk about, hopefully in the second half when we're comfortable. I've starred it to come back to it. Moonwalk or Night Fever for Lingard, says Imrano Tiva. I think he's got to move to the Night Fever now. He can't be doing Michael Jackson stuff. It's too controversial. And Orlando Foster says Herrera didn't sign the contract 12 to 18 months ago simply because Jose was never going to play him. He's not the man to take wages to sit on the bench. Was a contract offered to him 18 months ago, though? That's the question, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Is Fred on the bench today, Mark?
Yeah, he is. So yeah. Mark G says Dog Walker in a United shirt for Sanchez. I'm writing that down. Dog Walker. But no, the bench is Romero, Rojo, Delo, Fred, Pereira, Lingard, Lukaku, and that's it, I think.
Yeah, it's just... Again, the only sort of out and out attacker there is Lingard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Lukaku as well.
Oh, Lukaku.
Actually,
Yeah.
you're probably right. Yeah, the only out and out striker.
Yeah.
So
But,
I just thought actually I do need to do a bloody timer as well, even though it's not a normal show because we ain't got it on the telly. But is it about to start for you, Marcus, on the radio? I need to plug mine in.
Yes.
So I think we'll just sync with your radio. Let me just get set up as well. But remember, everyone, get involved in the live comments. Let us know what's going on, and I will open up the timer as well, just so everybody knows about that. See, even I'm forgetting things now because we've had a break. We've had an international break. Yeah. Crap international break.
I mean, we've got a busy month this month in April with United. You know, got some cracking games to look forward to as well. So, going to be a really, really good end to the season for me, this one.
Defo. I don't know whether to start the timer or not. Has it said anything?
No, not yet. No, not yet.
Right. Okay. Well, while it's doing that, need to just move this up here.
So yeah, they're just mentioning about the players. Not a lot of the players not playing in the international break. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these boys react now, because I don't think it was obvious that we were quite disjointed against Wolves and against Arsenal. So a lot of players didn't really play up to their usual standard. So we kicked off now, mate.
Okay. I'm just wondering why my timer is now not working, which is great. This is great. This is absolutely superb. My timer won't work, for God's sake.
Right, so a lot of people are saying the game is a minute in, so obviously the radio is behind the comments as well.
Well, sorry everybody, because the timer is... I have the timer, but I don't understand why the timer is not working. Oh, you bitch. Well, keep us updated in the live comments.
Yeah, it's not on in the UK, this game. It's 3 o'clock kickoff. So it's not on BT, it's not on Sky. I think I saw a couple of people mention from Ireland, I think it was, that it was on Sky Sports in Ireland.
Bug off. Right, okay, we're not going to have a timer then. I'll have to sort that out. I'll have to sort that out another day. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. So Ashley Young's got it on the right-hand side at the minute, playing against one of his former clubs as well.
So, let's start off. Sloppy as hell, says Nick, straight away. And 2 minutes in Sweden, says Kirsten. And Slovakia. Okay. Crap defending so far, says Jacob A. Well, you mentioned this, Marcus, didn't you, about Manchester United, this inability to start well after an international break, and Watford definitely starting on the front foot here, and United starting off a little bit sluggish. They've got to get this home form sorted. Radio, Marcus, by the way, that's why I've got this horrible white thing hanging from me. We've got to sort this home thing out. Heinik Bauer says, we're struggling. Timberland boots emoji for Lukaku. Definitely Paul Michael Bales. We will be using that. But Watford definitely on the front foot in this first 2 minutes. And I do have this concern. I don't know about you lot as well. I do have this concern with Manchester United and this the home form. We struggle at home. We struggle at home under Mourinho. And we've carried it on under Ollie.
Definitely. Our away form, since Ollie has come in, has been really, really good. I mean, you go back to the games at Spurs and Arsenal in the FA Cup, and fantastic games. But the home form is really a problem at the minute, and it's got to get sorted very, very quickly.
I tell you what, it's a shame we don't have a What a Prat emoji, because Ben Linsky's just said that Delafou is wearing leggings. I don't think he is wearing leggings though, because somebody has just said he's not wearing leggings. It's he's got It looks like he's got one on one leg, but then again, they're cutting them off. So big gaps everywhere, says John Fletch. Look, what we don't need to see today is what we saw against Wolves, that we were just very, very poor against Wolves, and it was our best team against Wolves. So we've got to get on the front foot here, and we're dreadful, says Andres Borla so far. The interesting thing is just listening as to what the sort of formation is. I mean, Safe says that Mata is slow. Well, Mata's always going to be slow. He's always going to be slow. He's only going to get slower. You know, trust me, as a guy in his 30s, he's only going to get slower. And I definitely think he's lost a yard of pace. But how are we setting up, people? That's what I want. That's the first thing I want to see from the live comments. Are we playing a 4-3-3? Are we playing a diamond? Because I've set it up as a diamond on the left, but a lot of people are saying that Mata is playing as a right winger, which is good in one ways because you get the midfield three of Herrera, Matic, and Pogba. But I'm fed up to the back seat and bag teeth, Marcus, of seeing Juan Mata on the right hand side. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, you won Player of the Season twice. I think it was at Chelsea for playing as the number 10. So why we've never really played him there is beyond me. But he hasn't. He's not pacey enough for a right winger. He's not strong enough for a right winger. So hopefully the diamond formation today, really hopefully we see the best of him. You know, he's looking for a contract as well. So I think Ollie will probably be one of those managers that will want to keep him. But there's always better. There's always better out there, and I agree with you. I think he's on the decline now. He's lost a couple of yards of pace, and just doesn't really look up to it in the Premier League anymore.
Well, Watford have had half a decent chance there that they've just put wide.
Yeah, I just mentioned that. So United are very much just sitting back at the minute, from what I can tell, and allowing Watford to come onto them.
Casper LDs has made a contribution saying, can I unblock him on Twitter? You've caused me a lot of work, Casper, but I have just done it because you weren't actually blocked on the United Stand Twitter. You were blocked on mine, which is why I was wondering what you were on about. But I have unblocked you now there, pal. So that's been done. But Watford definitely the better team so far. A lot of people saying that. Right, Peter Chong on the right rather than... I need my glasses on.
Decore's just had a chance here, they're saying.
Abel Leon says, prefer Chong on the right rather than Mata. I read it as Peter Chong on the right rather than Mata. And Patrick St. Pierre is like, we look very rusty, no flow and bad passing. Well, we need to get rid of that rust. We need to get some of that. Oh, we need to get a bloody scouring pan on it quick, because this is not good enough from Manchester United at all to be starting like this.
No, definitely not. We just can't seem to keep hold of the ball, and with Smalling and Jones, we're not going to be very good at bringing it out from the back either. So Lindelof is going to be a massive miss there. That calming presence, you know, the back four is spread out quite well. Matic he's not into the game yet. He's playing very slow, but there's plenty of time.
Well, it's all Watford at the moment. That's the thing.
Yeah,
people are going absolutely mad in the live comments.
Yeah. The commentators here are saying, like, you know, this is not really a Manchester United start at the minute. Mata and Matic have been terrible, says Hamad. Wake up.
They're just too slow.
Matic is diabolical, says Takupu Gaming. Watford the first to everything.
Watford are up for it, but this is exactly. I mean, I don't want to say this because I'm annoyed not to be at the game today. But Marcus sort of let me down. But then it wouldn't have mattered because he's recovered. Well, the story is Marcus was ill, so he couldn't do the watch along. So I said I'll do it. Yeah. But to be fair, Marcus has recovered. But the person who was going to get me the tickets let me down. So I'm disappointed not to be there today because it's beautiful weather in the UK. But this reminds me of the Southampton game I was at last month, Marcus, where a team that we should be beating turns up and just starts passing the ball around, not scared of us. And United need to get on the front bit.
Yeah, do you know, I think Watford have took great heart from what happened at Wolves, you know. United were well favourites to win that FA Cup game against Wolves, but obviously it just wasn't meant to be. But the way Watford have started today, they're showing no fear at all. There's no intimidation. United are quite willing to just stand off them and let Watford come at us. So the midfield, seriously, Herrera and Matic have really got to get on this ball and calm things down in there. And United have got to put some passes together.
MUFC Fantasy says Matic has lost the ball at least 5 times and looking exactly like we did at the end of the Wolves game, says Andrew Rossi. And I think that is the concern. And it's early days. It's early days. United just need to kick up the arse here. But I would have expected a little bit better, considering that this is United's first game for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager. You'd expect us to see a better start, a bit more drive. They need to kick up the arse big time. And I'm sure Ollie will give them that at half time if this carries on. We are only about 10 minutes in at the moment. Got a problem with the timer today. I don't know why it is. It's one of them things where you press the ball and you press the thing, and if for some reason it doesn't work, I'll have to look at it. I can't do it when I'm live. But we are 10 minutes in at the moment. That's why I hate international breaks. Most come back rusty, says Xeon X. But the problem is we were very rusty before the international break.
So United have got a corner on the right-hand side at the minute. Apparently a great run by Rashford into the box. Very good defending by Watford.
Well, at least it's a little bit of something, because we've had very little of something so far from United.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Rashford in the last few games. I mean, it was confirmed during the week that he was carrying.
I think I'm slightly ahead of you, actually, Marcus, because that corner happened a little bit ago. I was just getting confused.
Okay.
They've just said Rashford's run down the right hand side, but been tackled, and Watford are on the attack. And I was like, oh right, must be. Where's the corner? So I think I had just had a corner. Rashford's looking rubbish as well, says Man United 84. Rashford is sloppy, says FaZe Mood. Somebody moaning about slow mode. If you remember, I think if you remember, you don't get put onto slow mode. But the reason that we've put it on slow mode is because we get so many comments during a game that it can be hard to read, and especially when it's not on in the UK and not everyone's able to watch. We've decided to trial slow mode on a game like this so that people can actually read what's being put in there, and also it gives you lot the opportunity to actually think what you're typing. So I think it will work well for today. We're shite today, says Ozzy Montano. And I mean, to be honest with you, I think the crowd will respond to this, and hopefully the players will. You've got to give credit to Watford, because I said the same about Southampton. I was very worried at that game, and we managed to get over the line, but they're very pumped up for it.
Yeah, commentators here saying De Gea's made a great save. United probably find themselves fortunate not to be 1-0 down at the minute.
I think you've caught up with me now, because they've just said that. Header across the goal, and De Gea flicking it up with his hand. In fact, I think he might be injured. Alligator says Matic and Herrera in the same midfield is redundant. I like Herrera, but he doesn't make up for Matic's weakness. That leads to a black hole in the midfield. Watford coming at us at all angles at the moment. They've had shots, they've had a cross come in on the back post and headed down, and De Gea flips it up out of danger, but I think he catches a bit off one of the players. But Watford bullying United at the moment, says the guy on radio.
A lot of comments saying De Gea is still down.
United Kingdom boxing, slow start, but should pick up the pace and get the win. I hope so, pal.
Martial been a ghost, says Archie. Not really heard him be mentioned in the game so far. FaZe says Matic is done at this level. Ian Sheedy is a member, says he's got a knee injury. Commentators just saying here that Rashford's gone down to the touchline to have a word with Ollie down there.
Well, it's not a good start from United. We're now coming up for 15 minutes in, and United definitely the second best team in this game. No attack, no hunger marks, says Jay Singh. Our right hand side pains me, says Alexander. And Mata playing as a 10 now. I should just read who said that, because it's a good call. Thank you for that, Michael Hickson. He says that Mata has moved inside now, and Martial and Rashford have gone more as a 4-4-2. Definitely started as a 4-3-3, but United looking like they've gone to that diamond, which is what I've got on my left-hand side there now. A change of tactics with Rashford to the right, Martial to the left, and Mata in behind them. a formation change, says J Octave. And that's quick and responsive.
You got to give him credit for that. I mean, under the previous regime, he would have toughened it out until half time and adamant that his way was the right way. But Ollie's obviously seen we're not getting hold of the ball, we're not attacking, very hard to play a couple of passes together. So,
well, Tommy M says he's angry, Marcus, and that's what you want to see. He's here for 3 years now. It's not about, I might be going in the summer. This is his bloody livelihood. This is his reputation. And he's got to change things. If it's not working, he's got to change it.
This is it now. I mean, this is what's going to decide his future. Results are going to decide players, contracts, people we bring in. So there's a lot for him to think about here now.
Ashley Young just had it in a good position, overhit the cross. We don't want to see him doing that. And we welcome Thomas Morgan, who is our latest member. Remember, you can become a member of the United Stand by clicking the join button underneath the video or just using the link in the video description. That will give you access to the emojis. We've not seen any emojis yet, actually. Luke Skywalker says, fortunately, my grandfather with his weak heart is not watching the game. He would probably get a heart attack by watching this shit defence of United. No messing around from Luke Skywalker there. No goals conceded, I suppose, so far. But no lube. I want to see the lube emoji, and we've not seen any of that so far.
So straight away, as soon as the formation's changed to a diamond, you've got Ashley Young galloping down the right-hand side here.
Gets more width, don't we?
Albeit it was a bad ball, but at least there's a sign of intent.
Robert Moore says, sorry, but what does Mata offer? He's been terrible for a while, not got the physicality for the Premier League. Look, I love Juan Mata. I absolutely love Juan Mata. But I think he's finished. I'm not scared to be ruthless about United evolving, and I do like Juan Mata, but I just think he's finished at this level. He was never the quickest, and he's lost another yard of pace.
Yeah.
We've got some lube out now. Bash Gaming's got a bit of lube out for us, but I don't think that's reflective of the football, Bash. We want to see that lube emoji when United are playing well. And remember, there is an exclusive emoji for a goal. But please don't do the goal one for them. Just do it for us. If they score, just blame it on Phil Jones and do a pink boots emoji. Mata is finished.
Says that Mata and Matic and Young are our 3 worst players.
Well, there's no surprises there, is there?
No. I mean, you go back to why are we giving these players that are clearly not good enough for the Premier League anymore extensions on their contracts? Why are we letting these players dictate to the board and to Ollie how long they want on the contract? Shouldn't be doing that. Should be just saying, look, there's the offer, take it or leave it. If not, go elsewhere.
Mata running at the back 4, trying to play Rashford in, keep us quick off his line. Foster. I don't know whether Rashford should have got it or not because I can't bloody see it, but I'm just listening to it. How do you become a member, says Henry Carvelho. I don't know whether you can become a member everywhere. I think some countries like the Super Chats you can't do it, but if you can become a member, there'll be a join button under the video, or go in the link in the video description. It's underneath the first paragraph. Click it, and if you can become a member, it will allow you to do it through that. And Pjaljit has just become a member, and Broski R, and Patrick St. Pierre. So welcome to the club if you have become one. If you don't become one, don't matter. We're not doing exclusive content. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in, we're going to do a live stream, but you've got to be a member. You've got to join our Patreon page. I don't agree with that. All your content will still be on the United Stand. This is extra stuff. So if you want access to our emojis, which we spent a lot of time designing, if you want to get the badge, all that jazz, get involved in the community exclusive sort of polls, then you can do. And if you are a member, your name will turn green and you'll have the United Stand green badge for the first month, and then after a month it will change to the black one until I think it's after 6 months you go up to the 3-star United Stand FC red badge, which is elite, which I can show you. Actually, I'll do it now because United aren't doing anything. That's
Luke Shaw's just wasted an absolute fantastic opportunity there. United had a good bit of the ball. It worked out to the left-hand side and bit of a crap cross, to be honest. Should have made more of that.
But they're the badges there. They're the badges there that you go through in the months. After 3 months, you get a star, then your 2 stars, then your 3 stars, then the elite badge there. And your emojis, there's just some of them. Wand of a left foot, which we're hoping Mata's going to deliver the wand of a left foot, because I'm trying to think how will we use the wand of a left foot emoji, because we haven't got many left footers, but hopefully Mata today. And when you remember, you'll have access to those emojis. Just click the emoji thing and you'll see them. But Watford look good, says Alexander M. Well, Watford are playing like a home team, aren't they? It's
yeah, sounds like we're really struggling to clear our lines back there at the minute. I mean, United, they get possession and they're surrendering it quite easily and allowing Watford to pin us back. Watford, Will Hughes picked up a yellow card, I think, by the sounds of it, for a foul on Pogba. I saw someone in the comments earlier say Luke Shaw's 1 yellow card away from a 2-game ban.
Really? Oh, God.
Well,
I mean, to be honest, I'm losing count of the people in the live comments now who are saying that we've had Matic is crap, Mata's crap, Young's crap, Jones is crap. Now it's Shaw who's crap. So at least Mata seems to be getting a lot more space now he's moved to the number 10 position. Good link up between Mata and Martial there, and again that final ball into Rashford just not quite making it. And
I'll tell you what, the old Crawford crowd seem really, really pissed off at the minute with what they're seeing.
Well, they will be, won't they? Because this is about Solskjaer's first game in charge officially, and the players need to do better. I think hopefully this will be the kick up the backside, because Watford haven't got that goal in this first 20 minutes. So United can only get better. T. Ballard says Jones, Matic, Young, Herrera can't pass, and he gives the angry Goldbridge emoji. And welcome Robert Paquet, who is the latest member. Thank you, pal. But yeah, the fact that it's still 0-0 at the moment. Hopefully, we can't get any worse. We've got to come back. We need to get that lube out. You're right, Sean Atwood. There is always going to be a bit of lethargy after an international break, though, and I do agree with that. There is always going to be that.
Yeah, I'm hearing Ashley Young getting a lot of the ball down the right-hand side, but he's just not putting in that good delivery.
My mate in Ireland's just messaged me to say this is shit.
Martial's getting crowded out over on that left-hand side, but it's the same old problem again. We're using one side more than the other.
William says that Paul Pogba's given the ball away 5 times. I remember because Troy Deeney gets on with Arsenal Fan TV quite well, and I remember them having a chat with him on one of the international breaks, and he said the great thing about Watford is hardly any of our players go on international duty. So for the 2 weeks, we get well rested in the first few days, and then we absolutely smash it on fitness and everything like that. So that first game after the international break, we're absolutely on it. But having said that, Pogba and De Gea are the only real players who've been on international duty, so there's not really much of an excuse for United. And we're at Old Trafford. It is like Watford are the home team. It really sounds like that.
Yeah. It's almost like this should have been the perfect game for United after the international break, but I'm a great believer in it. It's always the lesser teams that create more problems.
Then again, let's be fair. We're saying lesser teams. They are 8th in the Premier League. I think a lot of people think. I think we should be beating them, but I think a lot of people think that they're not. And Martial running into the box here. That back pass there. Somebody said Martial skips past his man, and the fullback gets in front of him and passes it to Foster. You never get back passes given anymore. It's one of the weirdest things. Weirdest rules. They never seem to give them. Lethargy is understandable, but this is ridiculous, says Nicholas Coate. And the interesting thing about that back pass there is Mata's trying to apparently manhandle the referee, but Foster almost doesn't pick it up because he thinks he can't pick it up, and then he does. It should have been a back pass, but you never seem to. Referees just seem to dislike that rule and sort of just ignore it a lot of the time. I don't think it could have been a penalty, Ross Johnson.
Jones is knackered already.
Who?
Stephen Nelson says Martial will promise him run from the left but turns into nothing. It sounds like Martial's being really outnumbered over there on that left-hand side, 2 against 1. Luke Shaw's not doing the overlap very well at the minute.
Praise and Rio says, I'm not impressed by the performance, but it's still early days. I think that's what we need to cling on to, isn't it? It's 0-0, it's early days. I think the problem would be if we went behind. And I've got to say, there are echoes of the Southampton game. For anybody who saw the Southampton game, very, very similar. A team below us coming to Old Trafford, not respecting us that much. But I'd love to know how many shots Watford have had, because there's just another shot at De Gea there. Thomas Cherry says, if we don't win, we can't blame Ollie. Give him time. I think it's so important to win today, though, Marcus, because it's like if we were to drop points today, the race is over before it started in a way. Of course, it's not over, but you can't not win these games if you want to get in the top 4. We've got to win today. We've got to get some momentum. And Stephen Merritt's right. He said it's hard to watch. Lukaku should have started. Matic has passed it more to Watford than us, says Patrick St. Pierre. But we've got to get the win today. I mean, I said it before the game. I don't even care how we do it. You just got to win.
Yeah, definitely. It's for me, it's one of those games where it's all about 3 points. Whether it's a good performance or not, 3 points is all that matters today. You've got a good game tomorrow with Liverpool against Spurs, which Spurs, could pick up a result there, but I would fancy probably Liverpool will do the job. So, it's an opportunity to close the gap again. So
how long are we to the game? About 25 minutes.
25 minutes, yeah, roughly.
Well, Watford have had five shots to our 1 and 55% possession.
A couple of people screaming for a penalty here. Penalty not given, apparently. I've not heard it yet. Apparently Matter's coming into the game now, playing at that number 10 by the comments. Tupac says that was definitely a penalty.
The ref looks shit, doesn't he, to be honest with you? A lot of people saying a penalty. Ozzy Montana, should I have fun with the bird instead of this?
Apparently there's a bit of a dive by Martial there from the comments.
No penalty, that's a dive. Never a penalty, says Nathan Brown. To be honest with you, people are having a pop at Martial there. It looked like it was a bit of a dive from what people are saying in the live comments. However, I don't blame Martial for going down. If he'd have nicked a penalty there, it could have just got this game going for us, because we need something like that, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
But never a penalty. Fair play to everyone in the live comments. They're saying it's never a penalty, so we won't moan about it too much.
Yeah, even the commentators on 5 Live here are saying he'd gone down a bit too easily there.
Yeah, lots of people saying stay on your feet, never a dive. Martial seems to be coming into the game a little bit more, which is good to see. What's up, Marky? Shout out to Tito from LA. Matter is slow. Young can't clear the ball. Matic too many touches, says Tito the fool.
And it's a goal, apparently, by the comments.
Goal 1-0 Manchester United. 1-0. 1-0 Marcus Rashford. Get the lube out. Get the goal out.
Rashford's put it in, apparently. I'm going by what the comments are saying. What a finish. Nice little chip. Goal. Yeah, I think United are 1-0 up.
Back of the net. Let's get on the Twitter. 1-0 Manchester United. We've got a goal emoji. Don't waste it, people. Use the goal emoji. 1-0. Get in. And it's good that Marcus Rashford scores as well, because that's the position that Lukaku wants. So...
yeah, I've just heard it now. So Luke Shaw with a fantastic assist, apparently, down that side. Into Rashford, little dink by what they're saying, little like chip.
And Shaw with the assist as well.
Yeah.
Happy days.
So
happy days.
Yeah, again,
Definitely Luke Shaw with the assist. Luke Shaw. Get the lube out for Luke Shaw.
Yeah. A great pass by Luke Shaw there, spot Rashford in behind. And that's a good goal from United's point of view, because we have started slow. It's not been that great from United. We've surrendered possession. We've not really, had a lot of the ball to do a lot with. So fair play to United for getting that goal. And 1-0 we are.
I'm just looking at the live comments. Where's the goal emoji? Yes. Whoa. There's not enough goal emojis here. People are using fake goals. We've got our own goal emoji for the members. Come on. Rashford goal. Where is it? I'll fucking do it then.
Interesting as well. The goals come from that left-hand side as well, as Christian says.
There we go. Goal emoji from Goldbridge. Mark doesn't need lube after seeing that Shaw pass, says Newton Heath. I'm very pleased for him. I'm a big fan of Luke Shaw. I know he needs to get more goals and he needs to get more assists. I totally agree with that. I'm not going to argue with anybody about it. But I'm a massive fan of Luke Shaw. And I'd love to know if anybody, maybe when it dies down a bit in the live comments, how many assists he's got this season. Because I can think of maybe 2 or 3 that he's got this season. And he could have had another 2 if Lukaku had scored against Arsenal. Rashford missed one against somebody recently as well. So you're only as good as the person on the end of it sometimes. But Manchester United winning 1-0, this is massively important for United today. Massively.
You can put a decent ball into the box.
It's the only area of his game that Luke Shaw does need to improve. And but I tell you what, I wouldn't say we've got out of jail because we're Manchester United, but the start hasn't been that good, Marcus. And to get that goal after the start Watford had, I was just saying they'd had 55% possession, 5 shots to our 1, and United go and get the goal. And you know, it's a sucker blow, but we needed it.
It is. I mean, by the sounds of it, I mean, Watford would be pretty pissed off with that because Watford have definitely been the better team so far in the first half. They've obviously had more shots, but when you get the chances, you got to take them. And fair play to Rashford this afternoon. He nice and calm, and fantastic pass apparently by Luke Shaw. So back of the net, 1-0 United.
Lube Shaw for the assist, says T Ballard. We're seeing a lot of lube, and that'll do me. I love a bit of lube, and I love a bit of Marcus Rashford doing his thing, which is great. So very, very happy with that. Very, very happy with Manchester United being 1-0 up after, we've got no timer today, sorry, but after half an hour. So Manchester United leading 1-0. You can sign up to be a member in the video description, says Matt Bryant. And Ollie's at the wheel, says DK. And we can see the Ollie at the wheel emoji, which is my favourite one. Let's not count our chickens yet, though. It's still relatively early days, but a good start for United. And very, very pleased with that.
Quite a few people asking how they become a member, Mark. Do you want to mention it?
Yes, if you want to become a member, there's a join button underneath the video, or you can go to the link in the video description and it's the second paragraph for you there. Once you're a member, your name will turn green and you'll get a green shield to the right. That will change to different shields depending on how many months you are a member. And also you'll access our exclusive emojis, which you can use in the live comments. So the member thing, it might be a join button underneath because there is for me, or alternatively go through the video description and do it there. But currently Manchester United 1-0 up. We're happy, Marcus. Mark, do you still use the OneFootball app, says Mike Thomas? I don't, to be honest with you. I use something I like better.
Just heard there that Martial's just missed a fantastic opportunity there to make it 2-0, virtually at point blank. And Ben Foster's pulled off a fantastic save to keep it at 1-0.
I tell you what, he can keep those fantastic saves at Manchester United as long as he bloody wants, because it's really about how we're 1-0 up is what I was trying to say. So he can keep those saves for as long as he wants. As long as we're winning 1-0, that's all I'm bothered about.
Goalpiece says Martial was point blank, should have been 2. Great save by Watford goalie, says Page alert. Should have been 2, says Hands.
Yeah, I was reading that. He didn't miss it, it got saved, says Average Person. The thing that worries me about Foster is that he tends to play very well in these sort of games against Manchester United. Much the same as Heaton at Burnley always plays well at Old Trafford, which is why that goal is so important to us.
The Old Trafford crowd got up now. Martial's having a good game so far, says Mark Wilkins.
What's the score? 1-0.
So we're using the left-hand side now a hell of a lot more than what we usually do. It was all the right-hand side in the first 10, 15 minutes. So, but yeah, I mean, we're 1-0 up, but by all accounts, it's been a pretty poor by United at the minute.
Well, it's interesting that United in that first sort of 20 minutes they were playing the 4-3-3. Then they moved Mata to a more central position, and United did start. I mean, I still think Watford have done very, very well in the game, but United were doing nothing with the 4-3-3. Then they brought Mata more centrally, getting him off that right hand side. Bloody hate that. And as Juk says, Mata is really good at the number 10. Really, really good. And we've definitely seen that Rashford score and Martial's had a chance and come into the game a lot more. So I think United's best formation is the 4-3-3. I just don't think Mata is the 3. You don't get any width. So, and a lot of people talking about the Luke Shaw pass. That I can understand why people are saying lube now, because a lot of people are saying it. What a pass it was by Luke Shaw to set Rashford up.
It's funny though,
gets calamity, says D Pallard, and Juan Aragon is a new member. Thank you, pal.
It's really weird how that conversation between Rashford and Ollie on the touchline when De Gea was injured, they switched then to the diamond in midfield instead of the 4-3-3, and all of a sudden it's been a different United since then.
I think we both spoke about it, Marcus. As far as I'm concerned, today is just about getting the 3 points, and I think maybe I don't think it's fortuitous. It's a good goal from United. But getting ahead in the game like this is really important, because we've not played as well as we can do, but we're still leading as we approach. Still 10 minutes to go till half time. Casper ID says, can you go over how to become a member again? Well, there's a bit of a break in the play apparently at the moment, so I will quickly go through it. Yeah. So United Stand membership you can have now. Link is in the video description. It's under the first paragraph. If you haven't got a join button underneath, you can go through the video description. It's not available in all countries, but it's available in a lot. And basically what happens is, if you become a member of the United Stand, let me just pull that off, not literally, you get access to our emojis, which are exclusively made and designed for us. So as you can see there on the right, you've got angry Goldbridge, you've got normal Goldbridge, you've got pink boots, you've got one double left foot. We've also got Ollie at the wheel emoji, we've got goal emoji, we've got lube football emoji, we've got flip flop emoji. We're going to be adding loads and loads and loads. And I think they're going to work really well in the live comments. So you get access to those exclusively, and also you get your name. You get a little badge next to your name on the right, so people know you're a member. So like Robert Parker, yeah, I can see his at the moment. You still got your normal image on the left, but then your name will turn to green, and you get a little green United Stand members badge, and that will change every month. So that after the first month, it becomes this black one here. And then the third month you get a star, then the fourth month you get 2 stars, silver, then you get red, and then you're an elite member after I think 6 months, where you get 3 stars and the United Stand FC members badge, and your name is red. So that's how you do it. Link in the video description, or there could be a join page for you. Daniel, and also the community, on the homepage of the United Stand there is a community tab where we're going to do like exclusive polls, etc. Daniel A says we would be more dangerous if that right side works. And King Callum, hey Mark, I tweeted you a potential Ed and the Glazers badge, hope you like it. Okay. And Luke Shaw's pass was one double left foot, lube, goal, Ollie at the wheel. I like it. I like that one. That's the best use of the emoji so far. One double left foot, lube, goal, and Ollie's at the wheel. Well done, Josh Wearing. If there was a prize for comment of the day, you've just done it there. You've combined a goal with the emojis. Absolutely fantastic. And one double left foot. It wasn't Mata. It was Luke Shaw. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it. One double left foot. Where is it? I wanted to use this one. This should be pinned, really, but I can't do it. One double left foot, Luke Shaw. There it goes. Oh, you should be able to pin a comment. I should be able to pin a comment to the top. That would be desirable. One double left foot, Luke Shaw.
Yeah, so the game's just taking a bit of time to get going again at the minute. But since Mata's gone into that number 10 position, it's
Well, Jazzy now
completely
has just
changed.
said that Mata has changed the game.
Yeah, I think it just pretty much just goes to show the board, especially how much we need an actual right-sided player just to give us that balance.
If you want the emojis, you've just got to become a member. Somebody just asking there, which you can do through the link in the video description. Jones has been playing well, says Emma. I did say this about Phil Jones. I think people were worried about Phil Jones and Mata, and I did say this. The cycle of Phil Jones is injured, comes back, does well for a couple of games, makes a big mistake, gets injured, comes back. That's the cycle. A cycle is a circle. That's the cycle of Phil Jones. That's how it works. So there we go.
Yeah, a couple of shout outs.
United doing a lot better now, says Darren.
Yeah, quite a few people saying that Phil Jones is playing well. Dustin even says he's the best defender at the minute.
I will never ever ever fall into the mistake of Phil Jones. He always has a couple of games when he comes back, and then he's shit again. So I will never fall into the Fool Jones as I call him trap. It's the pink boots, says John Bradley. Get the pink boots out on the emojis. But and also with Juan Mata, like Mata's on £140,000 a week apparently. So with Juan Mata, you can't not play him. And if you're going to play him, if you can't play him against Watford at home, when can you play him? So, but United definitely working better with this diamond formation than they were working with the 4-3-3. Ashley Young and Phil Jones, Luke Shaw getting forward a hell of a lot. Thanks for the contribution, Chris Tintavis. United knocking on the door for a second goal here. It should be 4-0, says Parsa.
Yeah. Fraser, who's a member, just said it should be 3.
It's still only 1.
So, I mean, United certainly been the better team for me, I think, since the change. All the commentators are saying it's all been United with the possession. Watford have had a couple of sneaky chances, but nothing really major. So, since the change in formations, definitely looking better for United.
Chris Tintavis says that Pink Boots is looking good, sharp and energetic. Jones has been really good. Really good game. A lot of people saying it's actually been a very good game, which is good.
J Tizzy 12 says Pogba isn't running at all. Get him off.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of mention of Pogba. Heard a lot about Mata, Martial, Rashford. They're getting involved, but nothing really about Paul Pogba. Very, very quiet so far.
Ashley Young's took a bit of a whack apparently there by the comments. Young's down. A lot of people cheering that. Young injured. Ashley Young down, says Ali Tahir. Andrew Rossi, Young's down.
Today's just about winning. Lee Hurst emoji for Young. Sean Howard. Mata is where Pogba should be, says Parsa Amadi. I suppose Pogba's had to change his thing a bit. United playing with swag now. Mata looks better, says Abel Leon. And we'll take Young off and get Delo on.
Yeah. Shout out to the mods today that I've seen in there. So MJ's in there, Paul's in there, Sally's in there.
Newton Heath says big difference between Ollie and his predecessors as he changes his formation to fit the players. Other played men out of position to fit formation. Good point on that, Newton Heath. Very, very good point. And Imrano TV, Jones has been drawing power from his new tattoos. He didn't pull them from his pink boots. And Dustin Vernon is our newest member. Welcome, Dustin. And you're not anymore because now Adam Lefevre is. Welcome, Adam. Big shout out to the moderators. They do a fantastic job. I hope they're appreciating slow mode on a match because it makes it far easier for us to read actually the comments on a match day. I don't think we need slow mode on a normal stream, but on a match day it's invaluable. The lineup is wrong, says Tommy MVP. You're right. I'm using the wrong one because I actually do have the right one.
Lano 44 says Pogba has been passing well on some runs from deep.
It is the right lineup now. Make sure you subscribe, everybody, as well. We've just hit 409,000 and we are moving close towards 410. So please do subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Be great to hit 410 today. Be great to get 3 points as well today. That's the most important thing.
Sally loving slow mode. Cool.
Binnen Bakshi says, I've got a feeling that Juan Mata's going to score today. Well, if Mata scores today with his left foot, you've got to do the one double left foot emoji. Those are the rules. Metro Boomin, I can't put the timer up today. There is a problem with the timer. Apologies.
Niall Ortia says Lube Shaw. That's a good one.
Lube Shaw. I like it. I'm going to tweet it. I've nicked it. It's gone.
Yeah.
You're too slow.
He's got 3 assists in the Premier League this season. That's a good one. Hiya, Sally. Oh, Mark, the score's gone again. The score's gone back to 0-0.
Oh, I know why. That's why I've got the wrong team. I've put the wrong...
Yeah.
I've changed the score on the wrong template. So I tell you what, let's just. It don't matter. We know what the lineup now is anyway.
Yeah. Anheim says Smalling's got to be careful there. I just think listening to the commentators here, just saying that Smalling was all over the Watford attacker then.
Love Mata, but I wish he had Lingard's pace, says Wayne Lilly. Oh, well, Mata would have been one of the world's best players if he had a bit of pace. He is too slow. That's the problem with Mata. But I think there's a lot of space for a number 10 today, and Ollie's obviously spotted that, and that's why he's made the change. 3 minutes added on, and then it's going to be half time for United.
Oh, yeah, apparently there's 3 minutes of extra time, which I've just heard is right.
It's like an echo. In the other games, Burnley winning against Wolves, which is quite interesting because we need to beat them on Tuesday. Leicester are beating Bournemouth 1-0. And my personal favourite today, I just need to check something. It's a bit of a personal thing. Not Nottingham Forest. I don't know whether Forest are even playing. They are. They're playing Swansea. It's 0-0. Leeds are drawing with Millwall. But my eyes at the moment are firmly on the National League. And Solihull Moors are drawing 1-1 with Dover. And Salford are drawing 0-0. And Leyton Orient are drawing 0-0. And Wrexham are losing 2-0, which is good. I want Solihull Moors to get promoted, basically. Mm-hmm. So I'm keeping an eye on their scores. But Martial running at the back.
Mata's picking up a lot of possession at the minute, playing straight through the middle there as the number 10. Really getting involved in the game, it seems.
Well, Lucas says Martial has been crap, let's be honest. I think what I would say is that at least there is an improvement from Watford and they're getting a lot more of the ball. I think the first 15 minutes sounded very, very concerning because Watford had so much of the ball. Whereas since before the goal and the change and then after the goal, United have done a lot more and been in the game a lot more, which is great.
I've got to say, the commentators here, they're not really mentioning Martial. Apart from the penalty incident, he's not really been mentioned here by the radio.
Well, we're going to be hitting half time very, very soon. In fact, for some people, I think it probably already is.
Yeah. Killian Wolf says Solihull losing 2-1 now.
Oh, for fuck's sake. The minute I check it. Yeah. I don't think they will get promoted.
Jay Maharaf says Martial's had division today, just can't execute. 80 says Martial's not been crap, behave yourself.
He's always a divider.
Yeah.
He's always a divider, he's Tony.
Well, I've got to be honest here. I mean, I've not heard much of Paul Pogba at all.
You know what, though? I've got to be fair and say I haven't really heard much about Herrera and Matic either. And, Decore and Capoue. And it's a battle, that midfield. So maybe that's why we're not hearing much about them. And it's more about, a midfield battle. And but we are hearing a lot about Mata. It's half time and it's 1-0.
Yeah.
It's 1-0 to Manchester United at half time. And let me just share the link. and update you with how my brilliant Lube Shaw tweet is doing. Man of the match, Phil Jones, so far. A lot of people are saying, look, so story of the half. I can take my radio bit out for the moment because it's doing my shit. Hey.
Yeah.
Story of the half then. Manchester United 1-0 up. Started off very, very poorly, apparently. Watford all over them. Like hornets all over an open can of Fanta. They were all over Manchester United. Just before the goal, they actually had 5 shots to Manchester United's 1 and 55% possession. But United going up through the left-hand side. Luke Shaw with a lovely defence-splitting pass and Rashford there to run through and lob it home. And I tell you what, that's my enduring thing. Manchester United are 1-0 up. I want to see those emojis for the one little left foot from Luke Shaw because that is all that matters. I don't really care if it finishes 1-0. I just want to win this game of football today. We've got international break. Traditionally, United don't tend to do that well. Watford have had 2 weeks off. They've hardly got any international players. And we started off a little bit sluggish. But the reality is we started 4-3-3 with Mata on the right-hand side. I hate it. He's changed it. He's put Mata in behind Rashford and Martial as a front two. And we've played a lot better and we're 1-0 up. The important thing in the second half is that we don't sluggish. We don't let it drop off again, Marcus, and we go and get that second and third goal and put this game to bed, and then maybe use some of the bench players so that we can start thinking about Wolves on Tuesday night. But Watford have and are a good team, and 1-0 is probably not going to be enough. We need to be a little bit better in the second half. Faison Mahmood says Matters dictating the game. We should be 3-0 up, 3 goals up. Well, should be isn't are, and I think that's what we need to make sure we do in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it sounded to me like the first 10, 15 minutes that there was a problem with United coming out from the back and trying to keep possession. Ollie saw that. He had that chat with Rashford on the sideline. He changed to the diamond in midfield, put Matic at the top of that diamond, and it's worked fantastically. United have certainly been in the game since then. They've certainly played better. They've kept the ball better. Martial and Rashford, the two that are spearheading the attack, and you got Mata in behind him, who is a good creator. He can spot a pass with the ball, so it's worked. It's worked. But I mean, Watford, they're not the easiest team to break down. So United have really got to find that fourth gear in the second half and really stretch them, push them back. Make it, we are playing at home, so we should be the dominant team, to be honest. But it's certainly not been like that in the first half. Yeah, we got the goal, but it's been pretty rocky. I think it's not been a vintage United performance.
Richard Breach says Matt has been poor, which I think is going to get a lot of disagreement, to be fair. Ian Sheedy says our left-hand side is carrying everything, our right is weak again still. It's something we're going to have to work on in the summer. Ollie's got what he's got. Zachary Purvis says Mata in the number 10 is fantastic, even at his age. However, I'd love to see Pereira or Pogba play there. Also shocked we have no youth players on the bench. No, we don't. And but we've got one playing in Rashford. Red Baron says, why are fans either saying performance is a 10 out of 10 or 0 out of 10? Why do fans never look at grey areas and have nuance in their thinking? It's either amazing or dreadful. Interesting comment there from Red Baron. And I think it fits in with what I've said about patience. We spoke about this collectively before the game, me and Marcus and everyone who was on the live comments, when we said, welcome to even Ewan McGuiver, who's our latest new member. You can become a member by clicking the join button or go to the link in the video description. But I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But it wasn't going to be Ollie's fault today, Marcus. That's what we were talking about. It was always going to be the players have got to respond to this. This is his first game in charge properly. We've got to win this game for that reason, and also because it's the start of the race for top 4. And we did start off sluggish, but we have responded.
Yeah, definitely. We have responded. I mean, and we've responded in the best way possible. It's not been a vintage performance. It's not been a fantastic performance, but since the change, we've certainly looked a lot better. We certainly look a lot more composed. The pass from Luke Shaw was an absolutely phenomenal pass by all accounts, and the finish by Rashford, nice and calm. He didn't panic, and he sticks it in the back of the net. Sometimes, a lot of people would say he misses those chances because he's not clinical enough. But today, he's had one maybe 2 opportunities that I've heard of, and he stuck one away. So, fair play to the lad. And hopefully, the second half now, we get a bit of consistency. They don't get complacent, and we get the second goal, and I think that'll be it. Game over.
Definitely.
There's a good comment here from Marco Antonio King. We get to the 60 minutes. If we're still playing a diamond, then you take Mata off and put Lingard on. Then his movement should open up for more spaces for the front too. So, good tactical change there. It could be.
Yeah. I think that I feel a lot better that we're 1-0 up from being 0-0, because it sounded like Watford were absolutely all over United at one point. So to be 1-0 up is great. Just got to get out of this game with the points. We've got to get out with the points. Linville Bell says no composure on the ball, especially from the back. Just whack it or heading it aimlessly, which I think is a very, very good point. But let's not forget, we've got no Lindelof today. Phil Jones and Chris Smalling are shit on the ball. So I remember us playing, I think it was the Fulham game. I think when we beat Fulham, we were terrible at the back, bringing the ball out from the back. Smalling's crap at bringing the ball out from the back. And Phil Jones isn't much better. So I don't think we've not been able to set the tempo from the back today. And I think that's a fair conclusion, and it's not a surprising conclusion. So I wouldn't disagree with that, but it's not surprising. This is why Lindelof's very, very important. Dimitri Williams says Mata is horrible, but then you've got United Till I Die saying Mata's been good, but he's too slow. Fred for Matic, says Tom V. And Phil Jones has just signed a new 5-year contract. Unknown CGP says, nice to see Luke getting forward. Quality assist. And Bradley Lockhart, using the Ollie at the wheel emoji, says, how good does it feel? We've got Dog Walker, Pog Madrid and bench. Marcus Rashford is Manc born and bred. Ollie needs 300 million. Good one, Bradley. And drop Young immediately and put Delo in, says the Dillinger compound. Well, I was just about to say that, actually. I think that Luke Shaw was brilliant, says Lord Fellaini, and we do need a second goal, Radmagon. But the thing about Luke Shaw is he's got an assist again, and I think he's been knocking on the door of getting assists for the last few weeks. But Ashley Young, he's the converted winger. We don't get enough from Ashley Young. I know he scored that goal against Palace, which was very important, but we could do with getting a few more assists from Ashley Young. You were talking about him bombing forward a lot, Marcus. We could do with getting a little bit more from him. And T Ballard says Smalling's great in the air, Jones is getting pulled wide. But yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more from that right hand side, because we are very, very, we've spoken about it so many times, we're such a left hand sided team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got to make use of not only the left hand side but the right hand side as well. But the imbalance that we're showing down that right hand side is absolutely unreal. Everyone can see it, that the right hand side is absolutely trash compared to the left. And I think that's probably why Ollie changed it to the diamond, because obviously Mata out on the right hand side just was not doing or attacking the Watford left back. So he's gone to the middle, played him as a more forward player, and it's come up trumps so far. He's been involved in quite a few of the moves going forward. He's not the quickest, but he can still pick a pass. So for me, by all accounts, Mata's really come into the game. The longer the game's gone on, the more he's come into it. So hopefully second half he can continue to improve.
We've had, let me just make sure I've read the contribution there. Ewan MacGyver says, can I be unbanned on Twitter, please, Mark? My @Ewan MacGyver. Understand if you don't want to. PS, I'm not a troll, just got heated in a debate. Let me just check that for you, mate. I can unblock people if they do put me their username in there, so that's a very good thing to do. Would you make any changes in the second half, anybody? And Marcus, you looking at that?
Do you know what, for me, no, I wouldn't, because I'd certainly give these players another 30, 35 minutes. I think the only change that you could make that's on the bench to improve that team would possibly be Lingard. But if you go back to the 4-3-3, I think Lingard's got to go out on the right-hand side. He's played at the top of that diamond a couple of times, and he did play it very well. But I just think there's no cause, there's no need to risk him at the minute. He looked out of sorts against Arsenal in that game, wasn't really involved there. So I wouldn't make that change unless need be. But apart from that, I mean, Lukaku, would you want to? Not really.
Well, to be
Defensively,
fair, I think it was I Am Lax said we should bring Lukaku on because this is the sort of game he
well,
scores in. This is where he gets his 30 goals. And I think he's probably right about that because we know that Lukaku played poorly against Arsenal. I think he scored 1 goal in 15 games against the top six. But he's a 30 goals a season striker. So this is the sort of game that Lukaku could be useful in. So bear that in mind. And Faison Mahmood says we can't start the second half the way we did in the first half. We need to kill the game. Ollie at the wheel. Agree. Exactly. I agree with that. Abby, there is no timer today. It's broke. I'll fix it for the Wolves game. It sort of caught me on the hop. I thought it was fine. Went to click it and for some reason it won't. Fred on for Rashford.
Go on.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, the only thing that would concern me about Lukaku is, the goal that Rashford scored was a great ball by Luke Shaw, played in behind. Would you fancy Lukaku doing that sort of movement against this team? No, not for me. You'd have to probably hope and rely on him out-muscling the Watford centre-backs. So I think if you bring him on, it's just going to slow him down. And I don't think this is the sort of game where we can afford to slow down. We've got to play at a quicker tempo to get that second goal.
We need the second goal. I really think we do. Watford are good on the attack. Defensively, I said on the preview they're a little bit dodgy. I haven't seen this press conference about Zidane talking about Pogba, so I might have a search for that in the second half and pass comment on that. Azad says that Martial is lazy and overrated. I think that's a real stereotype comment, mate, that you need to be very, very careful about. Why is he lazy? What about Martial makes him lazy then? Because he isn't lazy. I don't know where this lazy thing comes from with certain players in the Manchester United team, but I think it's an agenda. He's not a lazy player. You can say he's having a bad game, but he's not a lazy player. Lingard isn't playing, says Football the Baller. I know the team is wrong. It was a predicted 11. We've had a few problems. I'm Vetty with the Ollies at the wheel emoji. Let me just run through this again very, very quickly because I've got a few people asking me about it. That is the we've got United Stand membership now on YouTube, which is absolutely great that they've opened that up. So you can join. There's a join button I can see at the bottom of my video. You can click that. If you can't see that button, go to the video description. It's the second paragraph. It's got United Stand membership link. If you click that, when you join for the first month, you'll have the United Stand shield with the green emblem and your name will turn green. You'll see people in the live comments who've got that. In the second month, it will change to the black background and your name will be black. And then the third month, you get a star and they've got like the bronze background, then a silver, then a gold, and then the ultimate is the 3 stars and the United Stand FC logo red, which I think you hit after, I think it's about 6 months, something like that. So that's the first thing you get as a member. The second thing you get is the emojis, of which you can see some here. So when you're on the live comments, if you click the emoji button, you'll see exclusive United Stand emojis. There's 10 at the moment, but the more members we get, the more emojis it lets you have. They're all designed and exclusive for us. So you've got Pink Boots, you've got Angry Goldbridge, you've got the Wand of a Left Foot, which we've seen today from Luke Shaw. We've got a goal emoji, we've got a lube football emoji, we've got Ollie's at the wheel emoji. There's loads of them, and there'll be a lot more added as well. So there's a lot of fun with those in the live comments. And the third thing is that there is a community tab on the homepage of the United Stand where we're going to put like polls and stuff that you can vote on. So yeah, if you want to become a member of the United Stand, as Fangori80 has, link in the video description or join, and then you'll get access to the emojis, the community tab, and also you'll get your name with a shield next to it, which looks special. So yeah, Jaden's just posted some of the tweets there. We've got the flip-flop as well. We've got the bowling ball through a poppadom, which we don't want to see in this second half. We've got the Iceman, which we won't see today because Lindelof's not playing, and we will be adding a few more. Yeah, good to see, and welcome to Eden Turin. Are we going to get over the line with this game, Marcus? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think. I mean, apart from the higher save in the first half, I've not really heard Watford being threatening in any way. They haven't really come close apart from that first 10 minutes. But since then, since the change, it's all been United. So I fancy us to get this one out of the way with 3 points in the bag and look forward to the Liverpool Spurs game tomorrow because that will be a really interesting one there.
I'm really pleased that Luke Shaw has christened the wand of a left foot emoji as well. I was wondering who it was going to be, and I thought it might be sort of Wan Mata, but I'm really happy that it is Luke Shaw who has done it. We've kicked off in the second half already, and Shaw is excellent, says Peter Pettigrew. Respect man emoji, says John Bradley. And morning everyone, says Ian Hewitt. I just need to go to the toilet, Marcus. I'm just going to leave you to run it for a moment, if that's okay. I'll only be 30 seconds or so.
Go on. Yeah, go on.
45 if I wash my hands.
So, second half is underway. Match has been brilliant, I must admit, says Lucky. Thanks for stealing my comment, lol. Just kidding, my friends are loving it. Lube Short, Niall. Oh, that's Mark that stole it, mate, not me. I just read it out. Fix the timer. We cannot, Irvine cannot do the timer today. There's a slight problem with it, and Mark just didn't have the time to sort it out. John Cena says, come on, United. Ethan says, hope Liverpool don't win the league. Rossi, I wish I was at the wheel. Smut Beers, how you doing? He says, cheers, buddy. Thanks for that, mate. Thanks for contribution. Jones deserves credit to say how long he's been out. Now, apparently, according to you guys, Phil Jones has had a good afternoon so far. So see if he continues that. Hi, Cameron. Sloppy start again. It's sounding like United just need to calm things down here at the minute. Just need to get hold of the ball. Do I have a wife? Yeah. Faded. Yeah, Mark's gone to the toilet. Yeah. Where's Mark on the toilet emoji? That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get that. Mark on a toilet bowl or something. I know it was Mark who started. Just wanted you to. That's all right. Didn't know you were assistant manager for United, says average person. Assistant manager for CUS. But Arnold says good run from Martial. Hiya Ross. Contribution from T Ballard. Thanks for that. He's got 2 garbage faces, 3 toilets. That's a good one.
What is it? A toilet? I can't see that.
Yeah. People are trying to find a toilet emoji because you always go to the toilet during the game.
It's a long time to be live at my age from we live an hour before kickoff. So we've been live for over 2 hours now, and all in all, I'm live for about 3.5 hours when you take into account my match reaction. So, and I do drink quite a lot. Not alcohol. People seem to think I drink a lot of alcohol. I can tell you my last drink before last night was last Saturday. So I have a couple of drinks at the weekend. I don't go mad though. I don't go mad.
Fangoria 80, who's a member, says, "What position or are you playing, Mark?"
When?
I'm assuming he's talking about the trial things.
I'll play in the Matic role if I play. Yeah. Liverpool are playing tomorrow, Keith. Yeah, they're playing tomorrow.
There we go. Got a lot of toilet emojis coming through now. Ryan Curry, average person, Lamar.
We need the chair emoji. That's a good emoji, actually.
Yeah, good one, Andrew. Yeah.
Chair emoji. I'm writing the good ones down.
Oh, doesn't De Gea have a pair of pink gloves?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, he could use that for De Gea. Pink gloves. Got the pink boots, so might as well get the set.
He has got a brain. A lot of love for Luke Shaw, Ethan. Talking about Luke Shaw, I don't get the hate for Luke Shaw. Obviously, after the trials last week, we had the chat with Rants with Flex about it, and I said I just don't get the Luke Shaw agenda. I really don't.
Right. I just saw a comment there. Let me just go back to it. It was Mr. Cool Intentions, just out of work. Who scored? So it was Marcus Rashford in the first half with a assist from Luke Shaw.
Lube Shaw,
yeah.
Mohammed says, what matches do you go to, like the biggest ones? Or no, I should have been at the game today. I normally would have gone to the game. I was going to the game today, but I just got let down with tickets. I'm gutted. I normally go to the 3:00 kickoffs that are not on the telly in the UK because I like to try and get up 3 or 4 times a season. So I think this season I've been 3 times, which is I wanted to go 5, but it's difficult when we're doing the United stand. To be fair,
I'll never nick the goal. Trust. But Kartik, there is a lube emoji.
Lincoln's
Lincoln,
just doing it. Yeah, Lincoln's just
yeah.
done it. It might need a little bit of editing, the lube emoji, because some people think it's toothpaste.
I can see why they think it is.
Martial's playing on the right and Rashford's playing on the left. Second half, says T Ballard. It's still the Abe L with Ollie at the wheel emoji, like it, but it's still Maturin behind as the number 10. I think that's the most important thing to say about that.
Yep, so the second half has started off quite poorly. According to the commentators, they're talking about the sunshine at the stadium.
Well, Wolves
There's
are
nothing.
losing to Burnley at the moment as well, which I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing, but losing they are.
This is a good game for the United players as well, who are coming back from injury to get their fitness back up as well. JFC 23. Why does Marcus look like Midfield? I ain't got that much weight on me yet, but I'm getting to that stage.
Man of the match so far. I mean, Phil Jones is getting a lot of credit, as is Luke Shaw. But a poor and slow start to the second half, says Manish Desai. Again, United need to learn to start halves better.
Danili says Pogba is playing for Watford. Do you know what? I've still not heard him mentioned at all. I mean, obviously he's been mentioned a couple of times. Nothing, mate. I've not heard him, not heard the commentators turn around and say he's doing his driving runs or anything like that.
Well, he has got Pogba ahead of him, I suppose, which could have a bit of an impact on him. Ref sounds like he's a bit shit as well.
De Gea's just had a great save.
I tell you what, Rance has got a right agenda. I'm just on Twitter. He's got a proper agenda against Luke Shaw. Like, somebody said that Shaw's been immense, and Rance has said, immense, he played one good pass. You chat like he pays your phone bill. I mean, I really do think that Rance is just getting very, very stubborn about it now. He just can't accept the fact that Luke Shaw's actually good. Yeah, De Gea's made a save there. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah. United need to be careful. I don't think one goal is going to be enough. I really don't. Liam Daly with a red card for Solihull Moors. They're going to lose. They're going to trump. They're going to blow it.
That's a good one from Carl Baker. Deadwood FC emoji.
Yeah, it's hard. Thing about an emoji though, it's got to be something that's visually tells the story. You'd never be able to write Deadwood, so how would you do it as an emoji? Lukaku's laughing made me laugh, says Lincoln. And goal for Southampton, says Helios Matos. Every time we say Pink Boots is playing well, calamity in shoes, says Andrew Rossi. Yeah. And Ozben says, I'd rather Liverpool win the league than City win the quadruple. I know it's a hard thing to say, but I'm almost at the same thing as you. We're about 10 minutes into the second half. The timer's broke, so I will give you updates as to how we are doing for time. But it's 10 minutes in at the moment.
So Watford are trying to play the long ball over the top to Troy Deeney, but not working at the minute.
Well, Ben Belap says that United have actually been terrible today, and we should just accept it.
Yeah, I mean, Adil says the intensity is slow. It's not. It doesn't sound like an exciting game to me at all.
We need the second goal. I think if we put the second goal in, that'll be it. But again, it's Watford. Thanks for the contribution, Ozzy Montana. It's Watford. Luke Shaw with a tackle, and Watford shooting from distance. Great tackle, says David.
Yeah.
Great tackle by
Luke Shaw there, breaking that up.
I'm going to do a Luke Shaw tweet just to piss off all the haters as well.
Deuce Beast 20 says Deadwood FC stick in red kit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it. That's one of those tackles where you make the tackle, but you get the man after as well, and it's left the Watford player a little bit injured.
Apparently, United's sitting quite deep at the minute.
Ian Sheedy says that Luke Shaw's actually limping a little bit, and Patrick St Pierre has been very end-to-end, just been sloppy. And Shaw playing well, says Andrew Rossi. James Cutbush need the second goal to kill this game off. And Mohammed says, why are we playing a 34-year-old game in, game out? We need to play Delo every game to work out if he's ready. Maybe we're looking to buy a right back. Maybe he doesn't fancy Delo. Delo is Mourinho's signing as well, and that can almost be a problem. We have got an Iceman emoji SL06. Whilst we've got a break in the play, I'll just whack it up for you.
Watford getting plenty of the ball through the middle of the pitch at the minute.
A few people saying Lingard needs to come on. He would give us a bit of energy and pace, but it's who you bring him on for. I don't know whether he wants to take... I mean, Mata, traditionally, never plays more than 70 minutes anyway, does he? So, remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. We're closing in on 410,000 subscribers, so please subscribe if you're new. The United Stand, we're live for every match. We've got fan cams coming up. I do my match reaction. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Sunday night live tomorrow. Transfer shows, previews, loads going on. United Stand FC, the story's begun. So get involved with it and subscribe to the channel. Get your notifications on.
Dylan Trussell says we could really use Rabiot in a game like this.
I think Rabiot's going to Real Madrid, mate. Well, to be honest, it sounds like it's all bloody Watford.
It does at the minute, yeah.
Nothing going on down the Stretford end at all, which is what United are attacking at the moment. And Pogba's getting a bit of stick there for losing the ball. Sloppy in possession, says Man United. Pogba has been losing the ball a lot, says Binep. And Farouk says he's been poor. Living dangerously, says Ross MUFC Davies. This is the problem with a 1-0. We need to get it better than that.
Lincoln says incoming Pogba out comments for no reason. I must say, I mean, again, I'll say it again, I've not heard him mentioned an awful lot on the radio.
Another good chance for Watford. Hughes curling it wide.
Sounds like, there's a bit of confusion there at the back for United. Really need to get their concentration levels back up.
Tor Jorgensen says a Deadwood emoji would be a tree without leaves. And Alligator says Pogba's already dreaming of what number shirt he's going to have at Madrid. Well, look, I hope that's not going to be the case, but if it is the case, he can bog off. If he wants to go, he can go. I've said that before the show. I don't want a player to stay that doesn't want to be at the club.
Apparently, that's the second time Pogba's been caught out in the second half in possession. Danny Green says Pogba isn't asked. Pogba is anonymous, says Adam. Pogba has done nothing to help us today, Rad Zambian. Interesting. I mean, considering the comments of Zidane recently.
The thing is, though, even if he was to go to Real Madrid in the summer, which I don't think is going to happen, he's got 2 months at Manchester United. It's no excuse to not put in a performance for Manchester United just because you're thinking about you might want to go to Barcelona. He's still got Real Madrid. You've still got to put the performances in for Manchester United, and this second half has just been very, very similar to the first half.
Well, I had a chuckle to myself when I saw the 125 million bid. I thought,
Double it.
add another 50 or 60 million on top of that, and then you're probably talking.
Yeah.
You think of what he's done since he's come to United. World Cup winner, 125 million. He's got to be easily worth the price of Neymar, possibly more. Taggart8 says we have surrendered midfield. Oasis Time says Pogba's never been United quality. Interesting. We should change Matic, says Aminal. Midfield, would you take 125 million plus Varane, says Rob. Interesting. I probably would.
Squeaky bum time emoji, says Fraser. United need to wake up, says Stephen Diak. And Nicholas Kildholm says this is bad tactics and lazy players. It's a bad cocktail. Matic shit, says Isaac Newton. Matic angry Goldbridge face, says DK. I never wanted Matic. I think he's too slow, but he was not very good against Wolves, and he's not been as good. He's not been very good today. But who do you play in that position? I don't think McTominay's that much better, if I'm honest with you.
No, I think we probably have to dip into the transfer market for that position. Luke Davis says everyone out, buy a whole new team. If only it was that simple.
And Marius says that saying that 3 points, regardless of the performance, is a success would be acceptable against the teams like Barca, but not Watford. Fair point. We need players like Ruben Neves.
Got a lot of people talking about cashing in on Pogba. 180 million I've seen, 150.
Austin John Lewis says Paul Pogba has one media game and you lot absolutely slate him. I haven't slated him, mate. I like Paul Pogba. I thought he was poor against Wolves, but he's been very, very good for 3 months. I like Pogba. All I'm saying is if he wants to go, he can go. And Ryan FTW says Pogba is inconsistent. One good game every 5 poor games. Well, I think he was very good for 3 months, to be fair. He just had a bad game against Wolves. I thought he actually played quite well against... the
changes, Lingard and Pereira are coming on. So...
And Pereira and Lingard are coming on, says T. Ballard, like an echo. Marcus has already said that as well, but there we go.
Probably say Mata would be one of the ones to come off. Mata for Lingard. Where would Pereira come on for? Herrera?
Probably, yeah.
Mata, Herrera off, says Ian Sheedy. There we go.
It looks like, is it Mata off then? And Farouk's used the flip-flops very, very well. He says, flip-flops, stop it. There we go. I knew the flip-flop thing had come out in the second half. So it looks like it's Lingard for Mata, says Alistair Fiher. Herrera is being substituted as well. I think Herrera today has been... I've not really heard a lot about Herrera, I've got to be honest.
No, him and Matic have... I mean, for me, from what I'm hearing, they've near enough been the same. Quite invisible.
I've got a couple of super chats to read out here.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So, Sean Atwood says that we need to score a second. Watford are beating the door down. So we need to score a second goal, and better to unload a gun than keep shooting a bulletproof vest. And we've also had a comment from Red Jedi, which I will get for you as well. And he says that Pogba needed to step up after his comments, and he hasn't yet. I think Pogba's always going to be a bit of a divider, isn't he, Marcus, at the end of the day?
I think he will do. Yeah, it's that reputation that he's got, and it's the flirting as well with other clubs. You know, it's people had a go at Mourinho for doing it when he said about the Paris Saint-Germain job. People jumped on Rooney's back when he wanted to go. And Pogba's going the same way. So yeah, it's a bit like Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it. So
I like Pogba. I like Pogba. All I'll say is if he says he wants to go, he can go. That's all I'm going to say. I like Pogba. I think he'll stay, but if he says he wants to go, he can go. A few people are saying this is going to end 1-1 and Watford will score, says KA. I think Watford well deserve a goal at this point. You've got to feel they'll get a good chance at some point as well. I mean,
QS has got a good point there. Our best result against Paris Saint-Germain, he wasn't playing. Pogba needs to go. Pogba sucks.
I mean, here we go again. 16 shots to Manchester United's 5.
Arnold Blassie says we switched to a 4-3-3 now. So, yeah, it makes sense with Lingard going out on the right-hand side. Pereira and Matic. So what does that mean now then? Pereira's the box-to-box? A bit of a dangerous shot there by Deeney. Tried to chip De Gea, but De Gea read it and called it. Wasn't far away apparently.
So we've still got about 25 minutes to go in this game. And United, I mean, look, Watford totally and utterly probably deserve to get something out of this. But we need to score more in these games to even have a chance in the Champions League, says Fraser. There just seems to be a bit of lethargy about United at the moment, and I don't really understand why. You know, there's no big players to come back. Don't anyone say Alexis Sanchez, he's out walking his dogs. So this is pretty much our best team. You know, Lindelof's missing, but it's just not been good enough. Not been good enough from United. The goal was good, but I don't think Ollie's trying to park the bus. I just think United have been very sloppy today. And Kay's right. I said it in the first half. Watford have been like the home team.
United just never perform after an international break. It's just something about them.
Here we go. Get the flip-flop emoji out. United's the first one I've spot. United 10. We've made a mistake giving Ollie the job. What have we done? There you go. Flip-flops. Everybody flip-flop. If you remember, get your flip-flops out because I'm just about to do it as well. We've got the flip-flops. You can't say that, United. You can't say that. We can't be flip-flopping about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because we're not happy with the performance where we're winning 1-0 against Watford. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a Manchester United fan and he's like us lot. I know that squad's not good enough and you know it's not good enough. That's the reality. I mean, done sod up. I can't... Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't think of anybody telling us anything about a chance for United in the second half. It's been poor.
No, I can't. No.
But we said it before the game. This is going to be on the players, not Solskjaer. They should be turning up today. We've got the manager we want. Everybody's buzzing. They should be turning up today and putting in a performance. And so it's on the players for me.
So it sounds to me as well the front, Rashford in particular, just can't get a hold of the ball and hold it up well enough to bring the midfield into play. So probably go back on my word now at half time and probably say maybe it would be a good time to bring the carpet on now just to hold up the ball.
Al Ray says, since PSG we flopped, is there another former player we can bring back as manager for a bit? So hard to watch this, almost zero midfield today. Yeah, but I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be aware of that himself as well. You know what? I think if we were away to Watford and we were losing 1-0, we would be sat here going, this is just, we're so unlucky. Jamil Salafu's just made a contribution. This is bad, lack of energy. And midfield is losing the battle, says Amakonda. But you know what? Decore and Capoue are very, very good combative midfielders, and I did say that in the preview. And I mean, Herrera's been subbed off. He's not had a good game. Matic has been poor. Pogba's been quiet. So Watford have won the midfield battle. That's what's happened. They've won the midfield battle, and fortunately, with all their chances, they've not been clinical.
Like VK Dean says, wrong setup, wrong mentality. Trader Zone says we need Fellaini.
Well, there's a few people talking about Lukaku. I don't see what Lukaku would bring to United in a game like this. I don't know whether I'm missing something, but I haven't heard Rashford or Martial have the ball much at all. So we're not getting the ball forward for them to hold up the play. And Sam A says some players haven't played consistent football for weeks because of injury and not taking part in the internationals. They are likely to be rusty. And yeah, we are still winning, just hard to watch, says Alray. But what's Watford's excuse for that? Costco parking lot for Lukaku's first touch emoji, says Sean Atwood. We've gone back to 4-3-3, says Ryan Banzai. And Pogba and Matic have been trash, says Kojo Barima. Laziest game ever, says Matex Matrix. And it's just a poor performance, says Starboy Alex. Remember, you can see the fan cams. They'll be coming in quite quickly after the full-time whistle. Normally get the first couple in within about 45 minutes. It'll be interesting to see what the fans have got to say in this game. But United not really giving us anything. It's like Jose never left, says Shabi Chad Bari. Maybe some of them are suffering from a hangover, a Mourinho hangover. I don't know.
Yeah, Paul Robinson just said we're playing long ball football now. So, if that's the case, like Farouk says, I flip flopped on Lukaku, but I think you'd have to chuck him on just to try and bully the centre backs. He's not got a great first touch, but he's strong. You can out muscle some people, but just need someone to hold that ball up. That's the way we're going to be playing for the next 20 minutes.
Well, there is 20 minutes to go. It's a long time. And Watford will just chuck more and more caution to the wind. And Paran Singh Shah says, we cannot hold possession for some reason. Yes, it's Martial who scores as well.
2-0.
Bloody hell. I mean, that's just been typical of United today, hasn't it, as well? Not a lot going on. And we've just managed to get the second goal. Get that goal emoji going.
That's what we needed.
Scrappy goal as well, but Martial scores again, says Byron Hall.
Yeah.
Massive goal for Manchester United. 2-0. 2-0 Manchester United.
It's all come from a ball from Luke Shaw again, starting it off. But Luke Shaw, it sounds like he's been absolutely fantastic today, but Martial not really been involved in the game in the second half, not really spoke about him, and comes up trumps again.
We needed that.
With a goal.
We did need that. We've done absolutely nothing in this game, and Watford will feel unlucky. Unlucky, I don't give a shit, really. The reality is, we needed the points today. We needed 3 points today. And the question about whether it's offside or not, I don't think it is. I just think it's people trying to be bitter. But quick reactions from Martial. Goal against the run of play, says Elamano. Martial knows how to score, says Coco. Not offside, says Wait the Fallen. And come on, says Pap Kiko. And I'm just going to smash the goal emoji. It wasn't a left foot. It was a goal. And there we go. Manchester United. Ollie's at the wheel. Very good emoji, Liam Grogan. Where'd you get that from? Fantastic. 2-0 United, though. That should see us home, Marcus. And that's the main thing. Not been vintage United,
definitely.
What does everyone say? If you win when you're playing badly, that's what it's all about.
Yep, I mean the main thing today, we spoke about it before. It's the 3 points. Performance. I think in these sort of games after an international break just comes second. So fair play, United. They've not played well today. I mean, don't be fooled by the scoreline. It's not been a comfortable game, especially in the second half. We've been on the back foot for a fair bit of the game as well. So,
I think Watford have been the better team by a long way, the better footballing team.
Yeah.
But clinically, United have taken the chances. And Watford, if you wanted to be picking on Watford, you'd say, well, loads of possession, loads of shots, but have you really had a really decent chance? Has there been a real worldy save from De Gea? Probably not. So take it or leave it. 2-0. Happy days.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely would have took this scoreline, before kickoff. So, yeah, I mean, fantastic.
All about getting the result today. I said it at half time, didn't we? We just got to get that result today. The funny thing is, I think that the Southampton game, which was a lot closer, they scored 2 worldies. It was a lot closer, that game. United played a lot better than that. But here we are 2-0 up against Watford, and comfortable now.
Definitely. So I think we're in the top 4 as it stands. So all eyes will be on the game tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, it's that sort of game where you just don't know what you're going to be getting. After the international breaks, the games, some of the games are absolutely a drab to watch. And Rojo is coming on now, says the comments.
I hope that Ollie ethers the squad after this crap, says Jason Mateus. And Andres Hansen, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not God. He has done small miracles with this squad, so he's more like Jesus. And good play by Shaw again in the goal. A lot of people saying that.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2-0 to Manchester United. Huddersfield are apparently relegated. I don't know whether they can be relegated yet. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I think they could be today if they lost.
They are on the brink of relegation because Crystal Palace are winning, Leicester are winning, Burnley are still winning against Wolves, Southampton are winning at Brighton. Luke Shaw's on the attack again. I think he's fast pushing for man of the match in this game, Marcus, by the sounds of it.
It does, yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking about who's going to be coming off here for Rojo. I mean, could he go in at left back for Luke Shaw? A few of the comments said about 5 minutes ago Luke Shaw looked like he was limping. A couple are saying now that Martial's limping.
Martial off for Rojo, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Can you do that? 15 minutes to go and you bring
going
another defender on for an attacker?
So we don't go with 5 there, 5-4-1.
Mark, you need a rants pissed emoji for when Shaw gets man of the match, says Mark G. Thanks for that, pal. Martial looks like he's a bit injured. Well, we have got a game on Tuesday as well. We don't want Martial missing out on that, do we?
No, definitely. Quite a few people in the comments as well saying that Pereira played well since he's been on.
Well, Pereira will be here for another season. He's signed for another year. He was looking like he could be going in the summer, but we did take that final year from him. So hopefully it's nothing too serious with Martial anyway. We don't want to be losing him for any period of time again.
Rashford's down. Commentators are saying that looked like a bad one.
Well, if he is down, we've got no more subs. And this becomes a bit of squeaky bum.
Yeah.
Rashford, Downey and Sheedy. Martial's gone off. And
we can't even take him off now, can we? We've made all 3 changes.
Broskiar says now Rashford's limping. Dustin Vernon confirms that they will be relegated Huddersfield if it stays the same. Pogba seems disinterested, even in the celebrations, says Fajan Mahmood. Well, maybe we'll talk about that in the match reaction. I'm intrigued about this Pogba thing, but at the moment we've still got a good 15 minutes to go in this game. United 2-0 up, and we've brought a defender on for an attacker, which is quite interesting because we could have just bought Lukaku on.
Johnny Ring says we've gone for a 5-4-1 now.
Luke Shaw's been fantastic.
Yeah. A lot of people calling for Luke Shaw man of the match already.
Shaw's insane. Shaw man of the match. Rance is crying.
So I've got to say, I mean, a lot of people as well were bigging up Phil Jones at half time and beginning of the second half. I've not heard him or Smalling put a foot wrong today. Martial had a knock, says GHK. Yeah,
Well,
I think it's pretty much
hopefully this is now becoming the game that I wanted it to be. Leicester have scored again. I tell you what, I just need to check. I've got to check this. I did an accumulator, and I think it's doing all right.
Yeah.
I don't normally do one, but I did do one for the bet ball thing, which I was tweeting about yesterday, and I just did a random 5 game, and I know I put Palace in there, and I know I put Leicester in there, and I'm pretty sure I put United in there. And I think I put Watford in, City in there. So, yeah, I got City, Palace to win. So I got City to win, which they did. That was low odds. That's one. Palace to win, who are winning. Leicester to win, who are winning. United to win, who are winning. And then Liverpool. So if Liverpool beat them tomorrow, the accumulator comes in. If the scores stay the same. Goldbridge at the wheel.
Yeah.
My mate's just messaged me, who's a United fan. He says, it's all Watford, shocking, lethargic, slow, sluggish, not sharp. That was at 4:30. Pogba is a... And then he uses the C word. Read that out. And then it's 2-0 Martial. Some people just... I find it fascinating, the Pogba division. I like Pogba. If he wants to go, he can go, though. Greg Hansel says, considering the number of midfielders lacking Scholes like General to dictate the play, speeds it up and slows it down, and especially when not performing. Yeah, we do. We miss like a Carrick as well, don't we?
I think it's pretty unanimous in the comments that Lube Shaw is man of the match.
Lube Shaw, and that's it. That's still with about 10 minutes to go. He's absolutely nailed it. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
But what we don't want to do is see Watford nick a goal here and set up a bit of squeaky bum time. We want a clean sheet right till the end. I think De Gea deserves a clean sheet as well.
Yeah. A couple of people shouted for De Gea as well. Made a couple of vital saves throughout the game.
I don't think he's been on that level though, has he? He's not been on Lube Shaw level.
No, I think between the two, from what I can see, it's Phil Jones and Luke Shaw. And that's just going by what I'm seeing in the comments. So, but overall, I think it's pretty much in Luke Shaw's favour. EMH Burke says Phil Jones. Memoirs says Phil Jones. Glenn Light says Pogba's head's in Madrid by the looks of it.
Well, it can go there, to be honest. We don't need to be begging anyone to stay here. If you don't want to be part of it, you go. But I don't know whether that's the case. It might just be a bad game. He had a bad game against Watford. Was his head in Madrid then, before the international break? There's always problems with Paul Pogba's inconsistency, and that's something that people level at him. But I think he's been good for 3 months, and I think today it's he could have a worldie against Wolves. We've won today. We don't necessarily need him today.
I think as well, you got to factor in a lot of these players. I think apart from the Paris Saint-Germain game, Pogba's not really had a rest, has he? Really?
No. And he's been on international duty, so he is probably more. It's probably more fair to say that he has got a bit of a
fatigue problem.
Yeah, this today was the first step, and to be honest, the way that they played, the way that Watford have played, it could have gone a very different way. And we could have been talking about a draw here.
They started off well, didn't they?
Yeah, we could have been talking about a draw here
in the first 10.
And we need to win. This is step one. You don't want to stumble on the first step up the ladder to top 4. We had to win today. Watford are not a bad team. I think Arsenal have got to go to Watford as well, which is not, looking at Watford today, it's not necessarily an easy game.
David says, well done, Jones and Smaldini. It'd be good if we did get a clean sheet with them two at centre back today. So Palace are winning 2-0 now.
There you go.
Yeah. Are we fourth if we win? I think we will be, Christopher. Yeah.
Yeah, we
We're
are.
fourth
We are.
or joint third.
We're joint third on. Yeah, we're behind them on goal difference. So if
Yeah.
Liverpool were to smash them tomorrow, but if we beat Wolves on midweek as well, we'll go. I think we would go third then anyway. So there's about 5-10 minutes left. Well, it depends how many he adds on, but it's looking good for United. It's looking good.
Yeah, Ollie's saying the other day as well in the press conference, if you get complacent, you don't make it at United. So it'd be really interesting what he makes of Pogba's performance today. Judging by the comments, it's pretty divided. Some say he's been okay, some say he's been crap. Motion says Barcelona are watching this game on Comedy Central.
Well, I'm just sort of setting up my live match reaction thumbnail and stuff like that while I'm sort of focusing on the game as well. And I think, look, I'm going to be quite honest in the reaction to it. I don't want to start rewriting history and saying, hey, it's brilliant. I think there's an argument to say we've been pretty shit today, but we must improve. But the most important thing, we were talking about it, Marcus, as well. A lot of people in the live comments will remember and agreed with it. It was today was about getting the 3 points, and definitely there is room for improvement, though.
Yeah, but I think with that improvement, it's money has got to be spent. I don't think anyone against that. The board need to put their hand in their pocket and show Ollie that they've got full trust in him. They've got to give him. I would probably say between the 250, 300 million mark, to be honest. So
Luke Shaw's down apparently. I think it's cramped. Someone just said it's cramped.
So we definitely need a right-sided player, a natural right-sided player. A centre back, even though it's been mentioned that everyone seems quite happy with the centre back, with the defence at the minute.
The thing is, you can't play well every week, and we can't all be. I can see a few of the flip flop emojis, and I think they're right. We're all. It's not. We know where we know where we need to be. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said it when he was announced as manager. There's a long road ahead. We know where we want to be. We know where we need to be, and that's great. That is absolutely great that he understands that. And we haven't played well today. But the flip side of that coin is when you win when you play badly. Franco Riva says we need a backup to Pogba. He's been crap today. Smalling was okay. Jones is a disgrace. Luke Shaw man of the match. Fred Nagogi says I can confirm from Mark Goldbridge that Luke Shaw is the man of the match. Back to you, United stand. And Chloe Jenkins, NBC saying United have been gritty. Is that code for crap? And I think you're right, Chloe. I think United have been crap today, but I remember us doing that under Sir Alex Ferguson as well. I think that we have been crap before. I think Watford will probably feel a little bit unlucky, like Southampton did a couple of weeks ago. I think, interestingly, I must just write this down for the match reaction. The home form issue is an issue. But if we win this game today, which we should do, and then we go and beat Wolves on Tuesday by playing well, we'll forget about this game. We haven't played well today, but we have got 3 points, and I'll take that. And will I watch Match of the Day later? I probably will skim it. But the most important thing for me is 3 points. And if there are any Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, Spurs fans watching, they'll be going, United were really lucky today. Well, maybe we were. But did Watford have a penalty that they missed or robbed? Did De Gea make any world-class saves? Not really. Did we score 2 legit goals? Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's 2-0. That's the bottom line, isn't it?
It's 2-1.
It's not 2-0. It's 2-1. Fucking hell.
2-1. But I was just thinking to myself then, it's if we played like this and we were in a title race, you probably would forgive it because you got to play badly sometimes and still get the 3 points. So it's definitely gone in. Poor defending. A lot of people are saying no clean sheet. Decore.
Well, it's disappointing.
A great goal by what the commentators are saying here. And again, it's come from, they're saying, I think they're trying to say that Pogba's lost the ball here. But Man United 84 said Pogba ball watching, so that'll just confirm what the commentators are saying, what I'm listening to.
How long's left? Still plenty of time. Bloody hell.
So, yeah.
This is where it would become very, very irritating if we blow this, because you can argue that maybe Watford deserve a point. I think most of us would agree that they probably do, but Andres Hansen, and we should respect Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for taking the job and back him now. He has everything to lose. He knows it's a risk to take the job and lose his reputation in the club if he is a massive failure. Darren Smith says, Mark, Pogba did not celebrate with the team, which worries me. And Sharath Kamath Fitness, Decore is amazing. Lube Shaw, man of the match.
We've got 3 minutes added on.
3 minutes added time. I do think. Well, let's just see what happens, because if we get over the line, we get over the line. But I do think that we were a little bit defensive by taking Martial off for Rojo. It almost invited a bit of pressure that I don't understand why we did that. With 15 minutes to go, I suppose, team players, people do it. I know. I think because we're so used to Mourinho doing it, that it probably annoys a little bit. But
yeah, it's still 2-1. So the people who put in 2-2 and 3-1 are getting sorted. Well, I went with 2-1. I went the safe route. I thought Watford might cause a bit of trouble or sneak one.
Just need to get over the line here, Marcus, and everyone at home.
Yeah. Dustin says we're in the 92nd minute.
Feeling a bit nervous. I felt nervous this morning about this.
Oh dear. Going into the final last few seconds. Watford got a free kick here by the sounds of it. Dangerous position.
TUS angry, says Robert Taylor. I don't know why that didn't work, that emoji there, but it's a free kick for Watford quite late on.
So a free kick just outside the edge of the box. So 93 minutes are up.
What I would say is that Watford have totally deserved a point from this game. They have, and if we don't get over the line, we've only got ourselves to blame, haven't we? Dustin Vernon says free kicks will be the last kick of the game, and
so it's all over.
It's over, and it's a United win. 2-1. 2-1 to Manchester United. Well,
that was a bit tougher than it should have been.
Thanks for coming on, Marcus. Give us your man of the match before you go, though.
Well, judging, I'm going to go with what the comments said. I'm going to go Luke Shaw. It's pretty unanimous in the comments. Everyone was going for him, so he done really well from what I heard. So yeah, Luke Shaw for me. But yeah, it's bit of a drab game, to be honest. It seemed like United are limping towards the finishing line here when we got so much to play for. Everything's in our hands. Barcelona coming up as well, so they got to back their ideas up in these last few weeks.
Well, thanks for coming on, pal. Make sure you subscribe, everyone, if you're new. I'm going to do the match reaction, and I'll be live in about 60 seconds' time. The link is in the video description, or it should be, and it is. I'll see you over on the match reaction stream. Link in the video description. And a few home truths about United. Fantastic win, but we'll talk about the match in 30 seconds. I'll see you over on the match reaction.